Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Lovely.
We are live, and Merry Christmas to everybody out there. This is a very special Christmas podcast that we got going on. We got our first trio podcast with two legendary FIFA streamers, um, Gareth Falconer and Manlikeromz.
Come on.
Dude, glad to have you guys here.
Um,
So we're gonna talk about a
Thank
lot
you.
of stuff, and also talk about their esports pro clubs team that they got going on. Underrated Nation
Hey, I'm
FC.
Come
excited.
on.
Yeah, dude.
Come on.
So what do you
Oh
guys
man,
doing
yeah,
for the
that'll be a good
holidays,
one.
man? What are you guys doing for Christmas? That's the first thing I want to ask you guys.
Guys, you first.
Me first? Ah, wow. Yeah, obviously I mentioned to you earlier, I'm not doing too much to be fair, just having the family around, dinner, all that good stuff. So
Yeah. Uh huh.
the usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing on my side. Pretty chilled. Very, very chilled tomorrow. We'll start nice and early at around 11, 12, and then yeah, it'll just be time with the family until we decide to go home. But yeah, it'll be a nice chilled one.
Uh huh. Any gifts you guys are anticipating, or you guys desiring for tomorrow, or did you get any early presents?
Do you know
No,
what? I
no.
ever since like ever since like I've passed like the age of like 15, 16, I've just given up on receiving gifts. If I get
Hmm.
a gift, I get one. If I don't, I don't. But yeah, no, I do have a gift for my mum. Um, but yeah, that was pretty much it this year. I didn't really go too crazy on the Christmas gifts. It feels a lot weirder this year. Feels a lot quieter. But yeah, definitely one for mum that had to be done.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know if it's just me or if you guys feel it, but it hasn't really hit me like the holidays. I don't
Nah,
know what
neither.
it is. Yeah, it just
Hmm.
Yeah. Nah. I
it
just feel
just
like it's went so this year's just went so quick. So it's just hit us like that and it's
yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
honestly,
yeah.
yeah, and I think just the way things have been, like all these reports of like how COVID is affecting, especially like the UK, and how quickly it's spreading. Like I think just people just don't want to they just don't want to be outside. They prefer to be like indoors, a little bit more isolated. So naturally, just social gatherings have just been really quiet,
Mm.
which is it's a lot different from how things would have been a few years ago. But yeah, I guess it's quiet, but we've adapted as well. So no one's really complaining about how quiet it is. I guess we're all just kind of just getting on with it in our own way.
Yeah, I guess the cases are rising all around the world, right? I mean, it is
Yeah.
winter and that's when like viruses kind of thrive. And yeah, like one of my friends got COVID just recently. So like we're
Oh
supposed to have
no.
like a little get together like right after Christmas, but he can't even make it cuz he got sick.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just the whole like you can't see all members of your family and stuff like that. Like tomorrow, it's literally just me, my sister, stepdad, and mum. Like usually we
Uh-huh.
get the whole family around, but like it's
Yeah.
literally just us four. So
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
in a weird old year.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very weird. Same as me, like just as I mean, same as guys. Like, yeah, it's literally myself, my mum, and my sister, and I
Okay.
think yeah, niece and nephew, and that's it. If anyone else comes around, I'd be surprised because that's all I know.
Yeah,
That's
Uh-huh.
coming for this year.
Yeah, for sure. So just like a tight knit gathering with the family.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
precisely.
sure. For sure.
yeah.
You guys got any plans for the New Year's? Any New Year's resolutions that you guys?
Oof, oof. Cobb's going
Um,
deep from early. Oh my goodness.
I would. I think one. I would definitely. I say this every every day. I would love to be more consistent with the content creating and stuff like that, man.
Hmm.
I feel that's the main one for me.
I think
Yeah. Okay.
for myself, like I've been planning for a long time in regards to what I want 22 to look like. In terms of what they are, I'd rather keep them quiet and just sort of, I guess, surprise the community that I have right now and see if I can reach out to a wider community. I guess that's one of the main goals I'd speak about. I definitely want to broaden the horizons. I think, yeah, the underrated nation needs to get bigger. been thinking about that for too long, and I've just been going crazy on like my notebooks in terms of what I can do to make YouTube content better for its audience, for FIFA and stuff. And yeah, we're gonna spend the whole of 2022 experimenting those. If it works, brilliant. If it doesn't, we go back to the drawing board and we go again. But yeah, that's the main thing. I just want to get bigger.
Mhm.
For sure.
Big year.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think mine would be like, I think numbers wise for content creating, it'd be to just hit like 1K in followers and 1K in
Mm.
subscribers on YouTube. That's
Yeah.
like, I think that's like a realistic number. I tried to hit that by the end of the year, but it didn't quite go as planned.
Yeah, I
but-
tried that too. I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah,
Maybe
you
not.
know.
How many subscribers are you guys on now?
221 for YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
on
YouTube.
Twitch, I'm on like 601 or something like that. So
Nice, nice. You hit.
Okay.
I'm almost there at the 600 mark.
hey,
I'm
you'll
like
get there.
5 away.
You'll get there,
595.
you'll get there.
Come
What about
on.
you, Roms? Where
Come
you
on.
at?
On Twitch, I think I'm about 540 on
Okay.
Twitch. On YouTube, as of today, I'm on 170 subs at the moment.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Okay. All right. I see you, Roms.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's out here.
Now we're grinding. Like,
Yeah, for
there's
sure.
just a lot of research into my communities in where I can grow and what I can do to grow. And yeah, I mean, I'm not too. The funny thing is, I'm not too viewer/subscriber based at the moment. I think I need to earn that with good content, and I think if the content's good, people will come and people will watch it, both on Twitch and on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I think if I was to just be too anxious of getting 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year and not getting it, I'd rather look at the quality of what I'm doing rather than how many people are seeing it. I think that I'm allowed to be in that bubble right now because I'm still really small. So yeah, that's kind of where my focus is at the moment.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. And yeah, I hope the best for you guys in terms of content creating. You know, so
yourself as
hope
well.
you guys continue to grow.
Yeah,
and
man, you as well. Yeah.
yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate
100%.
it. And then one of the contents that you guys are putting out that we're definitely going to talk about is Underrated Nation, your pro clubs team.
Come on,
Yes.
get excited for this one.
Yes.
Good FC.
Come on.
So, yeah, tell me a little bit about Underrated Nation, you know, how it got started and how you got to this point where you guys are an esports team in a league, a pro league, right?
That's all you.
It's not I would say the league that we're in right now is pro like that. There are one or
Okay.
two pro teams, but I wouldn't say it's a pro league. That's
Okay.
we're moving into, and this is a Koballa exclusive. Only about 5 of us know this at the moment. We are
Okay.
moving into a more professional league end of January, and that's
Oh,
when
awesome.
we'll
Mhm.
start to begin that endeavor. Yeah. So before I talk about the history of Underrated Nation, yeah, we wanted to use the league that we're in right now to just see what it would be like in that environment of having weekly games. How do we handle training? How do we handle the mentalities? How can we handle the qualities of the players of the entire club and things like that? And I think we've done it pretty well. And I've always said to the boys, if we can do it while at a much lower stage, I'm confident to push us further. And yeah, I think it's time to do that. It's time to do that.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Who's the captain of the team? Who runs the team? Who's the manager?
Yeah,
Do you guys have a main guy?
You've got managers.
Okay, so
like captains. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Ro-
that's how
Roms
it works. I guess yeah.
Roms
Yeah,
is the
go
manager.
on, go on, guys, go on.
Roms is the manager, and then you've got like 4 years are like captains, if you want to call it that. And
Okay.
like Roms expects leadership traits and other stuff like that. So it's myself, a guy called Adam, Kino, and Kaz, and Sav as well. I'm picturing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sav is the assistant manager. So yeah, I'm manager, Sav's assistant manager, and then yeah, the other 4 players that guy's named, including himself, are captains of the squad. Doing this thing proper.
All right.
I
All
think
right.
that's the best way to do it, man.
How many players do you guys have on your club in total?
I mean, our current roster in terms of everyone that is quote unquote a player for us,
Mm-hmm.
I'd say there's about 15 plus
Yeah, I was going to say
Okay.
between
About
15
15.
and 20, probably.
Around between 50 and 20. I don't think there's any more than 20.
No.
But that's in terms of like every player that is officially involved in what we're doing at the moment. But I'd say about 15, 16.
Gotcha. And then like when you play in your games for your league, does everybody show up, or do you have some people that can't make it, or do you have a full 11?
Nah. So the way it works, so we play with 10. So we don't use a goalkeeper in our league at the moment. We will do going forward, but we don't use one at the moment. So yeah, literally usually the day of the game or the day before, I have to put out a squad list of 10 players that I have to pick for each game. And it will only be those 10 that will play. So the remaining 5 or 6 or 7 or however many we have in the squad, they'll unfortunately miss out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You guys don't like using a manual keeper? No.
Do you know? Guys? I don't know if guys. Do you want to answer that question or should I?
I just past experience that we've had, it's not been the best. Like usually, I'll find with pro club goalkeepers, they'll think they're so good, like at being in goals, and they'll concede 5 or 6 a game, and it's like,
Right,
what's the point?
exactly.
So yeah, and then using an AI goalkeeper as well, it means like you can't put the blame on the goalkeeper, if you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah. Uh-huh.
it makes it a lot easier that way as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think to follow on from Gaz, I think one thing that's really tough for pro clubs this year is defending, including the goalkeeper. It can look really easy to blame defenders when there's defensive issues, i.e., conceding a lot of goals or conceding chances for an opposition to go and score. And I think the way that FIFA's been set up this year, it's not fun being a defender. I'm not personally one myself, but the feedback I get from our lead defender, who's Kaz, and players alike, like
Yeah.
it's always a thing of how tough it is to defend. It's almost unfair. Stuff like dealing with crosses, dealing with through balls, it's almost biased towards the attacker. And it can make a defender look bad. And it's like we have to have a mindset in the fact that we have to assess, was that bad defending or was that biased towards the attacker? 9 times out of 10 it's biased towards the attacker. There's only a few times I can really say, do you know what, it's my defenders. We know in our squad we're honest enough to know when someone hasn't done something right, we will call it. But more time it's attacking bias.
Gotcha. So what type of scenarios, let's say for example, would be like a play where it's like attacking biased, where it's not really the defender's fault?
Gaz is a defender, so this is him.
Wait, Gaz, wait, what
I can only
positions do you guys play? Let's point that out.
I play left back or left centre back.
Okay, gotcha. And then Roms.
In this squad, I've played up front. I've played as a cam.
The whole team,
I've
mate.
also played as a centre mid. I haven't played CDM. That's my original position, but I haven't played CDM for the club. But those are striker, cam, and right now I'm in centre mid.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I've actually been playing a lot more pro clubs this year as well, and I've been playing mainly CDM and CM, but I'm more defensive, and I also play right back, but I play CDM with my right back build. So
Cobbs knows.
Yeah.
Knows. He knows. Cobbs knows.
Yeah.
It's the best play style to have, really. Playing CDM, you're quick, agile, stuff like that. So.
Yeah, so
exactly that.
Having played like more defensive in pro clubs, like I want to know what you guys see in maybe the attacking bias that Roms mentioned. So maybe Gareth, you could share what you've seen.
It's more so like some goals that we concede, like Rom said, are defensive errors, and then some that we concede are just like stuff that you can't deal with, whether that's like just EA being EA and just screwing us over, or like the attack genuinely just being like unreal. There's some games that we'll play and they play like such quick attack and skill moves and stuff like that. It's like you just can't get near them. No matter how good you are, you just cannot get near them. So scenarios like that, I'd probably say that's realistic attacking backs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always tough guarding like guys that are really good with their left stick and
Yeah.
really great skillers. It's hard to keep in front of them. It
Very,
really is. Yeah, and another
Yeah.
thing too is if you're smaller, like my guy is like 5'6", he's really small. Like the bigger
Yeah.
guys could like outmuscle you and outstrengthen you, and you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
It's the only thing.
Like from corners, if I'm left to mark the tall guy, and I think I'm like 5'10" or 5'9" or something, and
Mhm.
you've got 6'5" strikers in the field, like no matter how much I want to win the header, there's genuinely nothing I can do because I can't jump up as high as them. I'm not as tall as them. So
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
yeah,
It's literally impossible. You could even, I would even say to add to Gaz, you could even probably be the same height as the 6 foot whatever striker. You could be a 6 foot whatever defender. But once that cross goes in, there's always something weird that happens where the striker just all of it automatically just moves in correlation to the trajectory of the ball, and it's an easy header. And the centre back or whoever's defending him just gets pushed away. So the moment it goes in, all of a sudden the striker was open. Then you hear in a party chat, "Why was this guy open?"
yeah. Well,
But then you
know,
look back at the footage and you go, "Hold on a second, he was marking him." But
Yeah.
the moment the ball got put in the air, there's nothing you can do with it. There's nothing you can do with
Yeah.
the movement.
that's
literally
kind of the
nothing,
moments
unless-
I'm saying like EA just being EA. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Unless you decide to be 7 foot and decide to lose out on pace, agility, and balance, and just be able to deal with corners, then be my guest. But yeah, that's just not the way. That's not the way we play, or our defenders want to set up their players, their pros. Sorry. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, we just have to deal with it, and we just have to be really careful on the ball and make things count. I think that's the most important things. When we Gaz knows, and anyone that's watching now, or any player in the team, when we move that ball and we make it count, who cares about conceding the corner, because they're not going to get the ball anyways, and we'll put it in the back of the net. And we've shown that time and time again. That's not me being cocky. It's just plain honesty. When we do look after that ball, we are incredibly effective, and that's because of the players that we have. It's just that sometimes in those moments it can be a tight game, and all of a sudden an over the top through ball or a corner just goes against us, and we have to just deal with that. Unfortunately, it is what it is. There's nothing we can really do unless EA give us a serious update, but we know they don't care about pro clubs anyway, so but we won't speak about that.
it was all my team.
We won't speak about that.
Different story, you know.
Well, do you guys bring out the keeper in the box more for those crosses?
Yeah.
Have to. You have
Whoever
to.
the captain,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
even
has
still,
to be.
like they'll score goals, with those headers and all that.
I've seen it done before.
Yeah, literally.
Honestly, it doesn't matter what you try and put in the way of that 6'5" striker. He's winning that header. It's so frustrating.
It can happen. It can happen.
Yeah.
Or if a player decides, if the key, let's say for the sake of argument, keeper pushes out to front post because
Right.
we see that's where the tall player is. They might whip it back posts.
Exactly.
The keeper's not there.
Yeah.
If the guy at back post is tall when he heads the ball, what can you do?
Yeah.
What can you do?
Right. And sometimes, like, this happens to me more on the Ultimate Team. Like, sometimes when I try to bring out the keeper while the ball's in the air, they kind of move slower. Sometimes they come out fast, and sometimes they go slower. It's like, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's not consistent in regards to that. So
Yeah.
when that happens, like, when my goalie doesn't come out in time, then that could cost me, though I'll concede a goal like that.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. But it's weird because at the same time, I get it because football is about winning and you win by scoring goals. So naturally, it is going to be quote unquote easier to go and score goals, but it just comes at a cost of the people that play in defense. Like it's mentally tough. You have to be real tough mentally. And I've seen like some of our strongest players mentally who are defenders not crumble in the sense that they can't handle the pressure, but because they have to live with that burden of sometimes conceding a silly goal. It's hard
Yeah.
to go through that consistently. And you know, we did see in the beginning of this FIFA, it was hard to score. Those keepers
Right.
were
Yeah.
insane on the ultimate
That was
team,
like the best
on
month
clubs
of my
as well.
life.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Honestly, like in it was crazy. You get a clean sheet pretty much every game if you were that effective. But we saw after after an update or two that disappeared real
Right.
quick.
Yeah.
Even a lot of things went with that. You know, keeper quality dropped. You know, first finesses outside the box, long shots, screen time shots. A lot of those things disappeared as well. So I get
Right.
I like that from EA.
Yeah.
They took away the attacking prowess, but there's still a defensive issue. It's not balanced and it's not fair. I would understand if it was down to rating. Let's say, for example, you're an 83 rated defender and you're going up against an 89 rated striker. I get it. 89 striker should win all day. But when you have an 87 rated defender, which we do have 88 rated against an 89 rated striker, there should be a little bit more balance in that way where a defender's defending stats should be able to actually battle against that striker's dribbling or his skill moves, or the wing, or whoever the player is in attack, or jumping, or the head. There should be a balance, and there isn't at all. I'll be honest to say there's not one single bit of balance. It is pretty unfair.
I see.
But at the same time, we use that in our favor too. You know,
Right.
chance,
It goes both ways,
set
right?
pieces. Yeah. We have to be ugly. We can't be nice and complain all the time. We have to use it on our favor as well, and we have scored goals that way too. It just is what it is.
Yeah. So, yeah, for sure. So tell me a little bit more about how Underrated Nation got into this current league that you guys in. And what's the league called, by the way?
So the league that we play in is called Top Bins. It's called the Top Bins Premier League.
Right.
So the way we got into that, so because when we spoke last time, I was already semi-running this thing, but it was just for fun with some good players. So I won't go into that. But at that time, we knew we were a good squad and we knew we wanted to compete one day. People like Gaz, ADW, Sav, Kaz, Keno. There were so many players that were like, Rom, we need to do this. And I was always like, yeah, exactly. It's always been the aim. And I always said to the boys, if we can smash Division 1 time after time after time, we'll go and do it. And we did that with last year's FIFA. And what happened last year as well is the community was growing a little bit. People were getting to know us a little bit more. There was actually a guy, one of our viewers, his name's Donald. He knew a guy who also runs a pro clubs team in that league. And he set up a friendly. It was a 3-game series, right, guys? I think it was 3 games.
3 games, yeah.
It was 3 games. Just a friendly, just to see what it was like. Our raw talented team versus a team that plays in a professional league as well as the Top Bins Premier League. That was like our first proper test, and we done pretty well. We lost the first game. It was a bit of a culture shock, but then we won the next 2, and I think we won those games pretty well. One of those games went down to the wire, but we won the game in the end, and I think we put in a performance where the manager of that team was like, this team needs to compete in Top Bins Premier League. And I remember days after that, I was getting really good comments from Donald Rels, who's the manager of Underdogs, hitting up my line, and he was just saying like, we would love to have you lot come in this league. I think you lot would impact it positively. And I was a little bit reluctant at first, but come FIFA 2022, are we in 21 or 22? Wait, are we in FIFA 22? I don't even know which one.
Yes,
My brain's gone. But yeah,
We're in FIFA 22.
Come this
22,
FIFA.
yes.
FIFA 22. Yeah, come this FIFA. We were like, do you know what? We're gonna do it, and we're gonna do this thing properly. So that's where we began to set up like the management. That's where we were just really trialing ourselves out in terms of getting to Division 1 as quickly as possible. That's when we became really serious in terms of like working on tactics, specializing training sessions, just making sure that everyone is ready for the league. Because it was for us is a thing of, we are so grateful for what Rels and Donald done for us to bring us to like our first competitive pro clubs league. We didn't want to disrespect that in any way. And we were like, we are going to make sure we are doubly prepared to go into this league and give every team as much hell we can give.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's like because
I'll let Gaz continue. Go
like
on.
that's what we had dreamed of for like what our goal was for like the past year and a half. So
Yeah.
so we just wanted to make sure that we made the most of it. And luckily, we are doing quite well right now. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
doing quite
that's
well.
awesome.
Doing
That's
all right.
awesome to hear. You guys are at the
Doing
top
quite
of
well.
the standings. Is that where you
Top
guys
of the
are at?
table.
Yeah.
Damn.
Right now, yeah.
What
Right now we are. Right now
Yeah.
we are.
what's the
So
win loss tie record?
oh,
We've won 16, drawn 3, and lost 1. I
Okay.
believe that's the
Do you
record.
guys play by points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, 3 points
Okay.
for a win, 1 for a draw, 0 for a loss. But that goes without saying. Just because we're top of the league, it doesn't. We haven't won anything yet. I'll be honest. We don't. We only talk about it to update the community and the people that enjoy our
Yeah.
journey. But that's it. Other than that, we're focused until the end. We can easily lose that league if we aren't concentrated enough. So we just need to make sure that if we are going to celebrate it and we do well, hopefully we do it at the end of the season. But I do back us to do well, and I think Gaz would say so too. But for now, it's focus time. We don't care about winning the league. The one thing we care about is winning the next game in January, in a few weeks. That's where the focus is, preparing for that game. We
yeah.
prepare for that game well, then we prepare for the next game and we go game by game. We go that way.
So how long is the season? When does it end?
It's weird because, and Gaz, you have to remind me on this, because we originally had about 20 teams in our league, which would
Okay.
mean you'd play like 38 games, like in a normal like English Premier Division, like in terms of proper football.
Yeah.
But for some reason, we've had a lot of teams drop out. And I think there's only like 13 or 14 teams left. So it varies. And what happens is sometimes when a team folds or quits, another team comes in. But sometimes that can be a bit weird as well. And that's nothing to do with us. That's how that's how they decide to run it. And we
Yeah.
just have to comply. I think we'll go through maybe 28 games. I think 30 games max is probably what we'll go through. Because if you played 16 games so far and we're in the first half of the season, it only makes sense for us to play 16 games again. So yeah, maybe 32 games. I think that's how much we'll play.
Okay. And how many have you played so far?
20.
20 something, yeah.
Yeah,
Could be
20
20
something.
bang on, yeah.
So you have like 12 games left in like what time span? Are we saying like a couple months?
1 month.
1 month.
Oh,
Okay.
They're looking to finish the league at the end of January.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
like, yeah. So we're
Gotcha.
on like what's called a winter break right now.
Okay.
And I think it runs
Yeah.
like next week or something. So between then and then the end of January.
So how many games are you playing like in 1 week? Are you playing like 2 games a week? Or
Yeah,
just one game? Okay.
You'll play 2 at the end of week. So you've kind of got between Friday and Sunday night to play your games, and you'll get 2 games a week, and then it's up to you to kind of schedule your games between clubs and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So Friday, Saturday, or Sunday is when you can play.
Gotcha. And then for you guys, for your club, like how many practice sessions do you have within a week? Maybe leading up to the games.
It varies, to be fair.
Okay.
Like I've seen us do Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, and then I've seen us maybe just
Okay.
do like 1 day a week. It just
Uh-huh.
varies, but usually we'll do like 3, maybe 3 or 4. I would
Okay.
say.
Okay. And what do these sessions like? What does it comprise of? Like, are you guys just playing pro clubs games, or are you guys game planning or watching film? What's going on here in these sessions?
So it's very structured. So I essentially have to plan for what we want to work on across like a 2-hour time period.
Okay.
And then we'll use the games to play towards a certain topic. It will be that, for example, we look at the footage of a game that happened, let's say, for example, last Saturday, sorry. And we might go, do you know what? our defensive shape wasn't quite top notch. We need to make sure we work on that once or twice throughout the week. So we'd spend that game working on that. That's just how we'd work on. Our focus would be on how are we looking to defend as opposed to, oh, let's just try and score loads of goals and do loads of skills. No, we need to work on defending. Let's work on that. And yeah, that's kind of what we look at. So yeah, in terms of like a week, I look at, maybe I don't like to be too heavy with content because otherwise you're just gonna forget things that you would have learned earlier in the week. But definitely 2 or 3 consistent topics that we can just work on and just really just build on and look to just prune week by week. And we've been getting better. We've been getting better, but yeah, it's just for us to continue just working on certain things. There's only really, I'd say, 1 session a week where we go, do you know what? Let's have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Let's have a bit of fun. Smash a few teams. That usually happens after games because we only play one. Say, for example, we might only play one game on a Saturday at like 9. So 9:30 till 11. Let's go and smash it. Let's go and smash a few teams. We'll go back to training again on Monday, just so that you can have like that sort of like mental dump, because it is quite that half an hour of a game. And I'll let guys explain if he wants how stressful it can be and how focused you have to be within those time periods of when you're actually playing the game.
Yeah, it's like I don't think people realize how actually like stressful like it can get. It's like, especially like because you just want to perform at your best. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to make mistakes. You don't want to. So you're fully focused, and for 20 minutes of a game, like it can take it out of you. It can definitely take it out of you.
Yeah.
Especially in such a competitive league as well. You just want to be playing at your best.
Yeah, I think it takes a lot out of you because of how much you're focused.
Right.
I think you can play a lot of pro clubs games. You could play pro clubs for hours and not feel a thing in your brain. But when you know there's something at stake and you know that there's things to play to and to play for, yeah, your mind goes into a different space.
Oh, for sure. I think you guys hit it on the dot. Like, when you're just playing like pro clubs or just a regular game, you're just kind of loose. You're just, playing for fun. But when you have like a legit competition, a legit like league game or tournament, and you have like training sessions where you're actually preparing for these games, it's like, it's like you're focused, you're dialed in, and you do feel like some nerves because there's something on the line here. There's a little bit of pressure, to win this game.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly that. I think the mentality that go on, guys.
I was just gonna say, especially because I'm a defender. If we're playing like a good team, so one of the like top 4 or 5 teams in our league, and we're under a bit of pressure, I just feel like you like as a defender you have to stay switched on, or anyone that is defending at that point. It could be the attackers or midfielders or whatever. You have to stay switched on for like that whole period of pressure, because one moment of just non-concentration can honestly be the difference between you winning and losing, keeping a clean sheet.
Yeah,
precisely.
Sure.
I think the way we just want to run things, like my idea is to run this as if it was a professional club, and I kind of try, and of course me being a coach myself, I just try to see what I can extract from the real coaching world and look at how I can apply it on the virtual space.
Yeah,
and just trying to make that work to some capacity, because there are a few differences. But I think in terms of the way that it's going now, I think it's going well. But Gaz and the rest of the players know me. I'm never just satisfied with what we have right now. I'm always looking to just, how can we get better? How can we improve?
Right.
How can we push the limit that we're at now? We don't want to be comfortable. How can we go further? That's where my brain always is. But I think in terms of what we've built it to as a unit, as a squad, not just myself, it's in a healthy place right now.
For sure. Yeah, you always want to keep getting better. Like, you don't want like your skills to plateau, and you want to just keep on working, keep on improving. And if you ain't perfect, then you can always get better, right?
Exactly. Precisely that.
Yeah. So you were talking about like you mentioned earlier that you might transition into a legitimate pro league. Are you able to share more about that?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can share what I can. So,
Okay. What is
but
this?
yeah,
What is this league you're talking about? I'm fascinated because this
so
is really interesting.
yes,
Interesting part of FIFA. Pro clubs. It's like I don't see that marketed as much as obviously like Ultimate Team. So I'm really curious,
yeah.
like what people are doing with pro clubs and like how they could market in a way where maybe more people can watch it.
Mhm. Yeah, no, 100%. So, at the moment, so the biggest leagues, and Gaz or will have to correct me, or maybe someone in the chat. So the biggest leagues that are up right now are like they're called VPG and VFL.
Yeah,
Am I
Okay.
correct in saying that,
yeah.
guys? Yeah.
Okay.
So those are like the two.
VFL is like
Those,
the biggest one, and then the VPG is like kind of the step below that.
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
That's essentially what we're going into. So we've
Okay.
just sent an application for the club to go and enter the lowest tier of the VPG league.
Okay.
Once again, the reasoning behind that is okay, yeah, cool. We want to be an established pro club one day. But again, I want us to just be content with taking the baby steps and just giving 100% to what we have in front of us. I don't want us to feel like we're entitled to go in the highest league and all of a sudden getting absolutely smacked, because I know what that can do to the morale of the players, including myself. So yeah,
Mhm.
we started in the lowest level of VPG,
Okay.
and we're gonna embrace the journey from there, and we're just gonna look at what that league is like, what's the competition like, of course, while still performing at our best, while still competing at our highest level. But yeah, it's going to be a step up from the league that we're in right now. It's not going to be easy, and it's just about assessing how do we handle that, and then going
Right.
from there.
Okay. So what are the requirements to get into those leagues? The VP was it VPG?
VPG, yeah.
VPG.
So
Yeah.
VPG, so in terms of what I've had to do, all I had to do was just send an application
Uh-huh.
to the heads of VPG. So a lot of these guys work in like Discords
Okay.
and stuff. And so recently they put out an application form for basically season 2 of FIFA 22 of VPG. So we've applied for that. And now it's just a thing where we'll wait and see. Hopefully we're able to get in. Hopefully that's a possibility. That's where we want to be. But yeah, in terms of the conversations I've had before, it's looking likely.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the next step. And look, if it doesn't happen this year for whatever reason, I don't think it's a L for us. Like
Okay.
I'm happy to speak about it openly, because all we'll go and do is just we'll go back to the drawing board, we'll go back to top bins, and we'll continue to just craft and work and craft and work and craft and work until the next opportunity comes up. I think yeah, we just have to I want us to be patient, but work hard within that patience,
Mhm.
and see where that takes us.
Yeah, even if we don't get into it this time, it gives us pretty much a whole other season to get even better, prepare even more. Not that I
Yeah.
think that we aren't prepared already, because we are,
Yeah.
but we'd be on another totally another level. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned that you would if you got in, you would be in the lowest level. How many levels are there for like VPG?
There's in VPG there's
8 levels?
8 or 9.
yeah,
Yeah, so
Wow.
I think it's 8 to 1, then Premier Division, or it's literally 8 to Premier Division, meaning that Premier
yeah,
Division would be
but
Division
proper
1.
setup.
But yeah, all I know is that we're in the eighth tier, and then you just go up a tier each time. I guess if you promote,
So
you go
in
from
in
there.
the A tier they have their own league, right? Full of teams, full of pro
Yeah,
club
so yeah,
teams.
that league will be full of pro clubs teams. The
Yeah,
seventh would be full of teams, sixth, fifth, fourth, third, second, and
Right.
first. So it's like if you're looking at like the proper football pyramid in England,
yeah.
where would we be, guys? We'd be like this is
Oh,
essentially like semi. We're essentially semi-pro. I think
yeah,
yeah,
we yeah.
the eighth
Okay.
tier in
Okay.
English football would essentially
All
be
right.
semi-pro slash
We'd be
maybe
chilling with
even
like
amateur,
hashtag United and
Uh-huh.
that. Yeah,
maybe even amateur. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
maybe I think you say hashtag United, or maybe even a league and a step below that, because I
yeah.
know that they've promoted a few times. But yeah, we are literally in like the lowest level of I guess proper competitive clubs. Which again, like that's exciting for us. A lot of people may
Right.
look at that on the outside and go, "Oh, they're in the lowest tier of pro clubs." But again, it's like what I love about this community is it's like we don't care. We know where we come from. We know what we want. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think that's part of the beauty of being underrated. We don't
Uh-huh.
care about the ratings and the scales of where we are now because we know what we've got. And if you if you give us a chance to show it,
Yeah.
boy oh boy,
Yeah, that's my favorite.
yeah.
it's at your
Love
disposal.
the process.
It's at your disposal.
Mm-hmm. What were you saying, Gareth?
I was just saying I love the process of like that's my
For
favorite
sure.
part. Going
For sure.
from zero to hero if you want to.
Hero. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you have to place in like the league to get promoted to the next tier? Is it like top 4 or top 3? Do you guys know?
See that I'm not too sure. I'm not
Okay.
too sure at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I would
There's
assume
there's still a lot of questions. Yeah, go on, guys.
yeah, I would assume it's just similar to kind of your normal football league. So
Right.
probably first and second would automatically go up, and then maybe like third, fourth, fifth would play off it or something like that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I think the aim would be top 2
Yeah.
to
Top
go.
two.
and promote.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think
if you're in
that's
like automatic promotion to the
Yeah.
next step.
Someone just said in the chat, it's top two promote.
Top
there
2.
you go.
Okay. Gotcha. So who are the top pro clubs in the world then? So who's in the Premier League that you guys know of? Because I don't know any like pro clubs teams or any like professional club teams like
So
that.
from what I know, again, I think there's a lot more experienced people that'll be able to answer this question better than me. But I'm aware that, for example, Premier League teams and championship teams in England. So like you're looking at guys help me here, like your Newcastles.
Yeah, you Man. I know Man City. I've got one. Everton, Liverpool.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like all the English Premier Division teams have some sort of pro clubs team. That
Really?
would run as a professional
Yeah,
that would run as
Wow.
a professional esports team. And
They'll-
from what I know, those guys would be the guys at the top. And I think there are other leagues as well where you get a little, a few more international sort of players from different parts of Europe where there's more of said country in those teams as well. But that's how I know it to be. Teams like QPR, Tranmere, someone's just saying in the chat, Tranmere is like another professional team in England. Those guys run esports teams as well as their actual professional team.
Wow.
Those are the guys that are doing well right now. We've come up against a couple of them guys. We have like sometimes you just bump into them in
We've came up
Division
against,
1
like,
games.
Newcastle.
And we've come up
Wow.
against Newcastle before.
Okay.
Bloody hell,
Portuguese
Newcastle was a tough one.
Yeah.
The guys did mention as well. We've come up against 2 Portuguese teams. One of them is a professional team. Another good test for us. We drew that game, which for us was unfortunate because we felt like we could have won. But yeah, there's some pretty good, real good structured professional teams out there that come under the tree of the professional club that they are in the real footballing world.
Wow, that's pretty interesting because, I already knew like they have like for Ultimate Team they have like couple representative pros that represent like the actual football club, but I didn't know that they had for pro clubs as well. So this is pretty interesting, yeah. So
they're from the team. I knew that. Yeah.
For sure.
It's crazy because I think esports I think has been around. It's been around for a while, but I think the way it's grown over the past, I think 4 or 5 years has been rapid. And then having a lockdown in 2020, I think that helped things a lot because no one could go outside.
Yeah.
Football literally came to everyone's houses, to everyone's screens in the basis of a game. I guess that's how things are run. But I think before that, though, there were real good players out there that were signing. And this is not even just pro clubs. I'm talking about just e-football in general. There were people out there that had professional contracts. Like you were a professional gamer signed by these clubs, smaller clubs, bigger clubs, didn't even matter. But you would sign a contract to say that you are a paid e-gamer, not a YouTuber. I'm not talking about YouTube. I'm talking about playing FIFA professionally. Like that is your job. That's been around for for a little bit. I think like guys, OGs for us guys. I think like one of the main guys is F2 Tex.
Tex, hashtag Harry for me.
Yeah,
Recommend.
Harry's another one. I think he's called F2 Tex. I think he's still signed with the F2.
Yeah,
Who's a that's another.
might be Fanatic now.
Yeah,
Uh,
Fnatic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
Fnatic.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. So
probably.
yeah, Tex was one of the first ones that I came across, and then like guys said, Harry. Harry's hashtag Harry. He's another guy that stepped up like early on like the pro scene
Right.
for like FIFA and stuff.
Yeah. So in terms of pro clubs, like where can we watch like professional matches, like for the top Premier League?
Guys, do you want to answer that?
Do you guys know? No, I'm curious because like if I want to
like,
watch like a Premier League pro club, where can I find
some
that?
Some of them get streamed on Twitch.
Okay.
Some of them even go on like the actual like EA Sports FIFA Twitch. But no,
Okay.
a lot of the clubs will have like a Twitch account where they stream the games live. I'm sure
Okay,
you could
gotcha.
find them on YouTube and stuff like that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think, and even going off that, the one thing that's annoying is they're not making pro clubs discoverable enough. Like you really have to dig to find out where and what teams are playing. Because even these pro clubs, I think even in terms of their viewership, they're not getting the viewership that maybe they feel they deserve. Like that's just how it is. Like you'd have to be in the pro club scene to understand what's going on. So you'd have to be on Twitter following these guys,
Right.
checking out their updates. You'd have to be following them on Twitch. Otherwise, you wouldn't know a single thing. I've never, other than JCC, who for us is probably the biggest pro clubs guy out there, and he's not even an esports player like that. He's just a really good guy. That he's a proper sick player that literally just plays it with his mates and help. And like he's kind of like the leader of our pro clubs community, I guess. Other than that, I would have never heard of like any other pro clubs content creator that actually gets like a lot of views and is
Right.
discoverable enough to influence a community. It's
Yeah,
just
it is a
there's
shame.
nothing out there.
To be honest.
It's a dry land.
Yeah,
Even
'cause
for
everyone
me.
just wants, but like, see, when you think of FIFA, like straight away you think Ultimate Team. So I just feel like a lot of the people that stream FIFA on Twitch, I would say like a good 90% is Ultimate Team.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's very difficult to find pro clubs, content creators.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So, with that being said, where do you guys think this could go? Where do you guys think the pro club scene could go?
The moon and the stars. The moon and the stars.
Oh, well, how do you think it would look like? Like, do you guys
I
see
think-
maybe EA
yeah.
Sports promoting like a huge pro clubs tournament? Like
Do you know what? I
a
think
E-World Cup type of thing, or
Yeah.
qualifiers,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's tough to say, Cobbs, and it's not because I'm trying to be political, but I have to be honest to say it will come down to two things: how many games we win consistently, and how discoverable we are as an esports team. I think EA are only going to buy into us if we are making waves in the FIFA scene. I wouldn't even say in the pro club scene, just in the FIFA scene in general. In terms of where we'd want it to go, yes, we do aspire to be, the best pro clubs team out of there, growing season by season, getting, becoming better players ourselves, bringing in newer players. That's what would have to happen, increasing the competition of players and positions year in, year out, using that to, get results and try and win games and go to promote and win as many cups as we can, whether that be paid cups or non-paid cups or just the typical league games. There's that side, and of course, in real life, if you do that, you go to the highest league. But in real life, there's discoverability. The other side is the social side, the currency of the amount of eyes that are actually watching you. If no one watches you, you're irrelevant. If you're irrelevant, no one cares. If no one cares from a side of, just your community, what more EA, And like, even just to go on a little tangent, I'm in a space right now where I'm even thinking myself to just not spend so much time and energy into pro clubs content, not the team.
Mm-hmm.
Still work hard with the team and
Yeah.
work on it behind the scenes. But in terms of, and I'll be honest to say, like the amount of time, energy, and I would even say money that goes into editing a pro club's game, making it into a YouTube video, putting it out on YouTube, and the way it performs, it is demoralizing. It
Yeah.
is. Cobbs, it is horrible. When you first start out, we're all content creators here. When you put out
Yeah.
your, episode 1 of any series, it tends to do well.
Oh,
You'll get the
thanks.
highest views that you'll probably get
Yeah.
for that series. Episode 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, terrible. That's for me. That's where I'm at. That if you're a massive creator and you've got a series and you've got a massive community that sticks with you, that's different. But for someone like me, I'm only really doing that for the viewers that are my real viewers, like the underrated nation, like our guys. At the moment, if I could put a number on it, it's probably about 27. Out of the billions of people on YouTube, 27 people I know will watch that series week in, week out. And as a content creator, that's not enough for me because I know there's millions of people out there that could enjoy this. So I have to wait up. And it's like, as I was saying from before, I'm just in a space where I don't know if I want to be putting out pro clubs content anymore. I've got, if I could show you, I've got a catalog of pro clubs videos that need to come out. There's about 12, 30 videos. I'm at a space where I'm thinking, should I even put these out? Is there even a point? Because it's not discoverable enough. And it's like, I've tested out other things. I've done Ultimate Team tutorials. I've done career mode tutorials. My latest career mode tutorial right now is the most highest viewed video that I've had in a long time. It even beat my Ultimate Team tutorial. And I sit there and I go, well, what do I want to record next? You know? And it's one thing I did record next, and I'll say this openly, it wasn't a pro clubs video. It was another career mode video because I know that's what's gonna bring in viewers. And I have to play the game a little bit ugly and say I have to put the larger masses that could be underrated nation members than what I have now, because I know that what I have now, regardless of what I put out, they're gonna stay anyways. They're gonna love the content I put out. They're gonna criticize that in their own way. But there's so many other people out there, and I need to go and find them. And maybe one day we might go and push that back into clubs. But I think right now, just because of the way pro clubs' discoverability is, it's terrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. Even on a standpoint of EA, they don't care about it.
Yeah.
Because they don't care about it, because there's no money in there. There's no interest from viewers of and lovers of EA and lovers of FIFA. Because there's no interest there. There's no one out there really putting out that content. And yes, that does mean there is a gap. And we're in that gap. I think our squad is in that gap. But to go out into the long grind of spending the money that we do to put those out into really cool YouTube videos, it's not enough right now. That money could go into other videos that will get a lot more views.
Yeah. And just relating that back into a Twitch sense, when I used to stream pro clubs, I'd probably get like between 10 and 15, average viewers each stream, which is good, but it's the same 10 and 15 people every single time, and it's like it's not really finding anyone new. You know what I'm saying? So the 10 and 15 people that were watching were like just people from my community that just liked watching my streams. So yeah, pro clubs is such a difficult thing to grow through. It's certainly an enjoyable one.
Yeah.
It's very, very difficult to grow.
It is. But going off guys again, I'm incredibly grateful for the people that have stuck by us up until now.
Oh yeah. Like them 10 and 15 people, like grateful. You know
literally just as guys hit the nail on the head there. There's like 10, 15 of them. But the fact that we know them all really well, like the love, the interaction, the communication that we have as a community it's brilliant. It is amazing. Second to none. You don't get that when you have a larger mass of people.
Yeah.
And that's a big positive for us. But then at the same time, we know part of the reason as to why we wanted to create content is we wanted to show what we can bring to a screen to a larger amount. Definitely a lot more than 15,
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely get that. You know what you guys need to do? You guys need to just go like 300-0 in pro clubs. And then
Yeah,
everybody will start
literally.
watching.
Yeah.
It's crazy because funny you say that. I remember the first JCC video I watched ever before I watched like his tutorials on like different pro clubs boards and stuff was I
Yeah.
remember the title. It was like the title was something like winning 200 games in a row, and I was like,
Right.
what? The team out, I'm talking like FIFA 18, FIFA 17. Like we definitely weren't doing 200 games and winning them in a row. Do you know what I mean? We do
Mm-hmm.
3 at best
Yeah.
most times, and you're like, hold on a second, this guy's winning 200 games in a row. Let me click on that,
Right.
and that was actually the video that made me a JCC fan, and I've just been following him ever since. So it's funny you say that. Maybe that's what we have to do, and we might just have to record every one of those games, guys, and somehow mull it down to a 10-15 minute video and put it out as a title and go from there, because that's the only thing that seems like it's working so far. Yeah.
Right.
I
Right.
think in terms of a pro clubs video, I think if you want to grow on pro clubs, the best thing to do is you either do a tutorial or you show how sick of a team you are. Not in a series,
Yeah.
you do it in one video, and you just get things in large, you make it sick, and you put it out there, which you've just given me an idea. So thank you, Cobbs, because we have won a lot of games, so we can spin it.
Yeah, no problem, man. Or it could be a series. I mean, you just keep going on this winning streak, and maybe like you come across like a really tough team where that record's like at stake, and you know
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
have like a crazy content game right there,
Wait, yeah.
and then you win, and then you keep
Exactly
the
that.
content going. You know.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Yeah. But it's just, yeah. I mean, another example I could think of is like Anders Vergang from Leipzig.
I was literally about to say.
Yeah, last year when he went
Yeah.
like 500 something and he went on that crazy weekend
Yeah.
streak, and then
Yeah,
that's
and
when he just
every week,
blew
yeah.
up. He
Yeah.
like blew up like crazy because of that.
Yeah, every weekend we kept going unbeaten, and then it would gain more followers from that, and then
Exactly.
yeah.
It's
And
the
then,
same thing with like hashtag Harry and Tex. That's how they grew.
Yeah.
They were just winning loads of games. That with hashtag and Gaz will know because we're both massive hashtag United fans. Like Gaz, I don't know if you remember like when when Spencer used to like he used to show like what would happen behind the scenes with the Ultimate Team stuff. And you'd have, I think there was Harry, there was 2 or 3 other guys, and he would always talk about these guys have just won 150 games on weekend league, and like and now they're about to play another 150 games. Oh my gosh, guys, they've done it again, and you're like, what? These guys are winning these amount of games and they're not losing. Like, who are these people, and why aren't they going outside? But I'm interested. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
That's how. That's the same thing with Anders. Like, I remember for me it was through Instagram. And I don't know if you know about that 433 page.
Yeah,
I remember just one time.
Every week it'd be like, this guy's 300 400, 500.
Literally.
Like,
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like 500 games and you ain't lost. Like, that's something. But that's the 1% bracket. That's what you gotta go for. It's there. At least we know that's what's right in front of us. And fair play to those guys that are doing that, by the way. Because I don't care what anyone says, whether you are a gamer or not. Most teams can't win 30 games in a row. I dare even say 10. That's just me being honest. So for someone to go and do 300 plus, gratitude, nothing but gratitude from me. That's insane.
Yeah, but you gotta do something, right? You gotta do something to stand out, and if you could go on a crazy undefeated streak to draw viewers to get people's attention, maybe that's what you need to strive for.
Yeah, it's true. No, it's true. It's the truth. It's the truth. Like, and I know that guys' brain is ticking just as much as mine now. That's probably what we have to do. We'd have to record a few videos and make sure we win, and we just put that into a video and make it real, make it realistic. Let's like show people on the record that we've done and won so and so amount of games, and see how that goes. That's the best thing we could possibly do right now. But yeah, if we want to grow on viewership, that's what we'd have to do.
Yeah, everyone's got to have that one thing that makes them stand out.
Yeah. I like how you brought up Harry too, hashtag Harry and Tex, because like for them too, they do like something very unique. And even I still watch Harry's content too, where
Oh, I
he
love it.
mixes up his teams. Yeah, he does
Yeah, yeah, he'll
like
do like passing presents and stuff like yeah,
yeah, past some
Yeah,
presents, or he'll go silvers, or he'll go like a all Japanese team. It's like
yeah,
so random, or like
yeah.
a
yeah.
like
He's worked it so well because he knows he's good at the game, so he can use creative ideas, but know it's going to work because he's going to go 30-0 or 20-0 now. So
yeah,
yeah,
and it's crazy. Yeah, he still keeps winning games. Like the last one
Yeah.
I watched was the one where he qualified not shooting.
without shooting,
Yeah,
yeah, I
he
like
just
to
runs
watch
into
it.
the
Yeah,
goal.
that
He's
was
just
my
like weaving through these guys in the box, and then he just runs in. I'm just like, oh my gosh, how does this
yeah,
guy do this? You know,
yeah,
this is amazing.
Oh man.
yeah. He's a good
Yeah,
player.
yeah, he's a great player. But yeah, it's just you gotta do something, right? You gotta find something that that will attract the viewers, man. And for you guys, I hope you guys find that something, whether that's 300-0 or reaching the prem and just
Yeah.
dominating in one.
No, 100%, one
Yeah,
hundred percent,
yeah,
100%. I think the one thing I'm confident in is that we will find something. I
Yeah,
think
hmm
one thing that we've got that's unique from most other 11-a-side teams is we have about 4 or 5 content creators in their own spaces.
hmm
So we're thinking as pro clubs players, but we're also thinking of that other side of getting discovered and stuff. And what helps with that is that even I remember Gaz had he gave like a sick idea the other day, and it's like you get that side of it as well, where we're thinking of just how can we grow this on a social level too, which is I
yeah,
think no other team has that. They're just thinking about clubs. So it's like we're given like this open space for now because someone else can do it. We're not the only people doing it, but we've got that space to really just dominate in terms of creation
yeah,
at the moment. And I think that's sick. It is proper sick because I'll get a message or sometimes I'll put a message like out maybe like a Discord chat or something. It can just come across in like random conversations where I might just go, guys, what do you think about this? Or Gaz, like the other day when you told me about this really cool idea, which I'm not going to say because I don't want no one stealing it. He
hmm
just said like, Roms, what do you think about this? And we go, hold on a second.
yeah.
That's quite
That,
smart.
yeah, yeah. It
Yeah.
helps
Let's think
having
about it. We
multiple
might
content creators, isn't it?
exactly,
hmm
exactly. We might not use it in the next video, but that's a cool idea. Let's hold on to that and look to put
Yeah.
it, somewhere, and
hmm
just
Yeah,
go.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited for what the possibility is, especially in the pro club scene, and just excited what you guys can do with that, man. And I really am hoping for the best for you guys. Um,
I appreciate
But
it.
yeah, that is an interesting point that you do make because you talk about the individual too. Like, you have the team, the squad, and then you guys have your own brand with Underrated Nation. But then you also have the individual brands where you guys are making your own content. You guys have your own brands as well, and it could go both ways. Where the pro clubs team, the underrated brand, could bring attention to the individuals, and then the individuals with their own brand, with their own content, they could bring in viewers to Underrated Nation, you know,
Mm.
and in that way you could attract more attention to pro clubs, or you could attract more attention to the squad,
yeah.
Yeah,
I've had
right?
so
no,
many
hundred
people like
percent.
come into my streams, and I talk about pro clubs, and then they'll be like, "Oh, what team do you play for?" and stuff like that, and then I'll tell them, and I'll link them with stuff and stuff like that. And yeah, it definitely helps having individual content creators within one big content creating group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like every I guess every time we speak about it, it's essentially a collab in a
Mm.
way, and we
Mm-hmm.
know that collabs
Right.
work really well on YouTube. So that's
Right.
essentially what it is. Like every
Yeah.
single time, like right now, I guess the biggest creator that we have is ADW FIFA. Like he
Mm-hmm.
is a genius on Ultimate Team. The guy knows his way around BPM. He is
Mm-hmm.
BPM and League SBCs. That's the guy. But
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
he has worked so hard to get to a point where he has a consistent amount of for what we have in our size of communities, a large amount. So it's like it's really cool when like guys said when people like ask him like what's going on in regards to stuff like pro clubs. And like I've seen it happen before. Like he streams in the afternoon, I stream in the evening. I'll go live and I'll put out on Twitter, and he might retweet it and go, "Oh yeah, guys, the pro clubs teams that I play for,
Yeah.
I'm there right now. If you guys want to come and
Right.
watch how we do things, come in." Next thing you know, you have a little bit of a boost of viewers, which is really cool because it's like a network. But I
Yeah.
guess at the same time, the network only works as well as us creators.
Yeah.
If we were to all do really bad content, we're not going to get viewers. If we all do really well, we are. And I think we're all on the mindset of we want to improve our content day by day,
Right.
video by video. So
Right.
yeah, I think,
But
and I think one thing is,
no,
Go on, guys.
on you go, on you go, on you go, on you go.
no, I was going to say that I think the one thing as well is what's important to mention is, as well, me especially, I'm not after quick success. I'm not after growing overnight and going from 170 subscribers to then having, I don't know, 10,000. That's not what I necessarily want. I want to see growth, because what that tells me and what that says for the squad, my community, and what it should say for all content creators, your size of viewers right now, that's what your content proves it's ready for. The day I get 10,000 subscribers or 100,000 or 1,000,000 or 2,000,000, that day will come because my content is ready for that number of viewers, or that number of subscribers, or that number of viewers on Twitch, or followers on Twitch, or followers on Twitter. Do you get what I mean? So it's like, what I'm really enjoying is this real slow grinding process that can be a little bit, you can get a little impatient at times, but you find the beauty to learn, to make mistakes, to grow from those mistakes.
Yeah.
And you're able to just make every video better. And what that does is, at this time at the end of next year, my brain, in terms of my foundations, in terms of where I've come from as a creator, is going to be so strong that it's just going to allow me to be confident to go to the next level. Do you know what I mean? Like I would be worried if I was to grow that quick overnight, because if I can grow a certain number of viewers like that overnight, then I can surely lose that same number of viewers overnight. That's that's another reason as to why I'm not really big on TikTok, but that's a whole other conversation. But I think that's one thing that we're all enjoying at the moment is what we've built so far has come through slow growth, but it's come through growth where it all depends on how much you want to learn and how much you want to push yourself as a creator. If you push yourself, you'll grow. If you don't push yourself, you won't grow. That's for the squad. That's for the Underrated Nation as a community. That's for the creators in myself, Gaz, ADW, Savage, Kaz, and all the other creators that we have in our community. It all comes from just us learning and growing every day. And then one day, what might happen is after 3-4 years, and it could be any one of us, it might be that, you know what, we're ready to push content that's going to push to the tens of thousands or to the hundreds of thousands. And that day is going to be the day where we get said amount of viewers. But I think we have to earn YouTube's respect and the space that we're in. I think we're still relatively new, so we have to respect the space and understand it. And once we understand it, we exploit and we go from there.
Yeah. Yeah, well said.
Yeah, what I was going to say was when he talked about the retweeting, that's actually how I found Roms. It's a lovely story. So, so
I love it. Go on, guys.
Yeah, please do share.
I can't remember what I was doing, but I was on Twitch, and I think he came up on my recommended because he was playing pro clubs, just with a few of his other mates, and then I kind of hopped in, loved the vibes, tweeted out his stream to everyone that follows me, and then I think it was ADW who he is quite a big content creator on Twitter as well. He's got a couple thousand followers. Because me and Adam are mates, he then retweeted my tweet, and then everyone kind of flooded into Romsey's stream, and it was great.
That I'll never forget that day. I'll never forget that day. That day was like the first time I met like the coolest people on this virtual space that I've ever met. And for them to one, come into my stream, 2, enjoy the stream, 3, stay in the stream and come back to streams and then become like a real solid part of the community. If you told me that would have happened, if you told me 9 months ago, would have happened, I would have gone, nah, no
It's
chance.
crazy how
I'm
thin the
just,
margins are as well. Like
Yeah.
everything happens for a reason. Like what if I was busy that one night and I didn't have time to go on Twitch? I wouldn't.
Right.
I wouldn't be here. I
For
wouldn't be
sure.
sitting here. So
For
it's
sure.
mad.
yeah,
For sure.
it's crazy. It's
Bef-
crazy.
Before I
Like, yeah.
continue, how much time do you guys have? It's already past an
I've got-
hour, but I want to know how
I've
much time
got-
you got.
I've got
All the time in the world. It's
Yeah,
Christmas
yeah.
tomorrow. No one's doing anything.
all the time in the
Do you know what I mean?
All right, great, great.
Cobbs, I'm down. I'm
This-
down.
This
Hey,
might
I
end
even
up
wanted
being
to do
the
a longer
longest.
one from the last episode. I definitely wanted to. I remember I said, but we
Uh-huh.
had to do an hour that day. I'm ready. Two hours. I'm down. Let's go. I've
Hey,
got
if
it.
we have to, yeah, we'll do it. I'm down. I'm down as well.
Let's do it.
But yeah, that's funny that you brought that up, Gareth, of how you guys met, because you mentioned something where I met you at 50 followers. I think it's been a year since like I came into your stream
That's
and
mad.
watched. I think we were
Yeah.
both pre-affiliate too.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
You
yeah,
you
yeah.
were one of the
Wow.
viewers that I found when I was grinding for affiliate. Because before I got affiliate, one of the ways that I tried to get the 50 followers was by kind of going into other people's streams, just try to widen up the community.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, you were one of the ones that I came across.
Uh-huh. When was this? When did you get affiliate?
I got affiliate October 2020.
Oh wow, I got it
It would've been
September, like a month
Yeah,
before.
September.
Oh, okay,
early
okay.
October, yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
Wow.
that's
well over a year, yeah.
that's crazy. That's crazy how we met like that, and
Yeah.
a year later we're here doing this podcast
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Roms.
literally. We both
And
progressed
I
so
remember how I met Roms too, because Roms like just raided me out of nowhere. I don't know who suggested it, but he came
fast.
across.
It was probably me. Like,
It was probably you,
It had-
right?
it had to be
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
It has to be
Yeah.
guys.
yeah. So then, Roms came my stream. I'm like, I think I just asked him on the spot, hey, you want to be on my podcast? And then he was down. And then we
Yeah.
communicated. And I was like, yo, let's do a podcast. Because that's like that's like one of the ways I get guests. I'm like, if there's someone new, I'm like, hey, bro, you want to chat it up
Yeah.
on the podcast? And then,
Yeah.
yeah, and then we had a nice conversation. We had our first podcast. And then I found out that you guys are connected and you guys are doing the whole pro club scene, and then a while back you retweeted our podcast. I don't know how long ago. Was that like a couple weeks ago?
I think it was about maybe no more than 2 weeks.
Right.
no more
And
than
then
2
I'm
weeks
like,
ago.
yo, let's do another one, bro.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Yo,
I
let's do
said- I
another
said
one.
to
Hey,
Cobbs, I
let's
was
do
like,
it.
Yo, you know what would be sick if we all went on the podcast at the same time, and then here we are.
Exactly. And this
Yeah.
is just how it came about, and now we're
Yeah.
here, chatting up, having a good time on Christmas Eve. This is great, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Honestly,
Yeah.
like, and guys, what I'm about to say, guys, I'm sure 100% agree. One thing that I loved about you, Cobbs, and I still love now is I'm like, I'll say it like this. I remember when the first person ever came into my stream, I still remember them till today. Got enough love for him. I remember like the first thing they said was like, yo, like this guy's a vibe. Like, I like this guy. He's cool. Like, hey, this Roms, like, yo, back then I was called like G lad Roms, gamer lad Roms. He was like, yo, Roms, like, you're really cool. Never met you before. You're really cool. And obviously I just decided to stream on Twitch. I wasn't on Twitch before. I wasn't a viewer, and I was inspired by someone else. I just decided to do it because I knew there was something there. And I remember going into your stream, Cobbs, and this is the same with Gaz's, with Savs, with ADWs. But I remember with you specifically, Cobb, I had that same feeling where I was like, this guy is super chilled, and it's a vibe. Like, it is my level of like chilled vibes. And it's like, this. I don't even know him. I think he probably only said like, thanks for the raid, Roms. But I was like, this guy just seems so cool, like so chilled, so cool. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's because of how you are culturally or how you are as a person. But on the first impressions, I was like, this guy is 100% the vibesiest guy I've met on Twitch so far. And look, fair play if someone tops it, fair play. But right now for me, Cobbs. Vibes. Oh my goodness, vibes. Like, especially as well, because like, and Gaz will say as well, like it's late when it's late for us when you go live. So it's like
Yeah.
12,
Mm-hmm.
11:30, 12. And it's like sometimes I might be up working on a video. Sometimes Gaz is with me working on some of my videos, or sometimes we might just be like in a party chat and we've
Yeah.
got Cobbs in the background, and it's just like you've got like this chilled guy like just speaking like
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Like
Yeah.
it's almost therapeutic where it's just like it's so cool, man.
Yeah,
It's
so
just so
sometimes
cool.
at night as well, like I'm just at my lowest energy. So just watching you and it just puts me into this chilled mood and I'm just like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, proper chilled. That's like so when it came to doing a podcast and stuff, I'm like, of course,
Yeah,
I love
get
it.
me on there.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
You want to do
All
another
right.
one? Let's go. So yeah, literally. So when you sent out that tweet to say let's do another one, I was like, yes, let's do it.
Yeah, I was like,
Mhm.
Let's do it because you just
Yeah.
like honestly, that's my super fanboy moment there. I had to say it. I had to.
No, I
had
appreciate
to
it,
say
man. I appreciate it. No, I do get that a lot. People say like people come across and like, oh, you got the chill vibes, man. So you're not the
not
only
everyone
one.
has it as
Yeah.
well. Like,
Uh-huh.
so you go into some people's streams and you can just tell it's a little bit forced and it's like, this isn't great. But then other people's like yours and Romsey's, you go into and it's just like, I could just sit back here like this and just, it's amazing. It's incredible.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, likewise, man. You guys like when I come across your streams as well, it's like just a lot of positive vibes, people encouraging each other, a lot of, I just love it, man. It's just I
Yeah.
love tuning in and you guys are amazing, man.
Quick teaser from me as well. FM Football Manager is like a game that I'm looking to like start streaming like as of probably like I already know that I'm getting it for my Christmas that I've already been told. So that is a
Uh-huh.
game that I'm gonna want. Like I want to start streaming that a lot. And
Okay.
whenever I go into a Football Manager stream, it's so chilled because it's not like a game you have to sweat out. It's just I can't wait.
Okay.
I love it as well.
alright.
It's such a good game. So
I never played it. I've
Oh,
seen
it's
it seen it played on stream, but
it's a
I
career
never
mode,
got
but like on steroids. It's unreal.
really okay.
Oh my
It's unreal.
Cobbs, it is I enjoy it more than FIFA. For me, Football
Oh,
Manager is better than
okay.
FIFA. It is amazing. So that's why I reacted like that because I know guys. I've seen guys in his grind to get a PC, and like you have to have a strong PC to play and stream Football
okay.
Manager. So like
Uh-huh.
the fact that he's doing it and he's there, like to see where he's come from. I remember when guys had like he was using his PlayStation camera. And
Yo,
now
I
he's
used to
got
have the
a
most
camera,
makeshift setup.
proper setup.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But to be fair, though, to be
That was
fair,
always
though,
the
to
aim,
be
though.
fair,
I
though, for
always said
what it
myself-
was.
I always
go
said
on.
to myself with content creating, I was like, if I can not even like build up enough funds because I don't want to sound like cocky, but I always had like if I wanted to buy a PC, I would buy one. Obviously I have a part-time job and stuff like that, so I have income coming in.
Yeah.
But it was more so just if I knew I was ready to commit myself to buying a PC to the point where like I want to do content creating, I've got a good enough community, I'm ready, and yeah. And then when I bought the PC, I was smiling for days. It was
Mhm.
unreal.
Oh,
That's
man.
awesome, man.
Honestly, like
I
even
wanna buy
just
it.
bouncing off from. Yeah, go on. Sorry, guys. You were saying?
I was just day one. It was always like, yeah, this is good. I've got a PS camera and I stream through PlayStation and stuff like that. But like, I
Yeah.
wanted to have the overlays and all that good stuff. I was
Mhm.
like, yo, PC is the
Yeah.
aim.
Yeah.
I love-
Yeah.
And that was the Cobbs. That was the beauty. That was the beauty about it because it was like I got to see like that part of like Gaz's growth going from like just PlayStation to PC, and I'm like, yo, this
Oh,
is sick because like
uh-huh.
that's what I want to be as well. I want to
Yeah.
have like a proper PC, like not just a normal laptop. So like to see him
Right.
go from that and then to stream like a game that we both really enjoy, and he's doing it like and like he's just growing his gear as a content creator, which then allows him to push out more content on it. That's
Right.
why I was celebrating like that because it's
Oh,
so good.
Football Manager, man.
It's so
I
good.
can't
And
wait. Yo.
It's so good, and like that goes without saying. That goes, like before we even start drooling over Football Manager, because I think it's fair that we do that. Like Gaz on a PlayStation camera, like he was for what his community, for where his community was at, it was good enough. But the fact that he went to go and push himself, like now I just hope like he goes and matches that with the content now. Like good gear, good content, good viewership. Like I just that's
sure.
I'm excited for like Gaz's next step. I will be
Yeah,
the first
definitely.
Football Manager streams.
Hey, let's go. Let's go.
It's
Same
like,
here.
If
Same
there's
here.
ever a down point,
100%.
there's ever a point where I'm like, this isn't really going anywhere. Like I always just remind myself like why I started and like the initial determination that I had to just get where like me a year ago. If I say me now, I'll be like, oh, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be screaming my lungs out. It'd be crazy.
Literally.
I always just remind myself like that initial determination to get my own.
Right. It's funny you guys bring that up because I bought some equipment too for some upgrades. I'm gonna upgrade the mic. I got like a soundboard and like the audio quality for the upcoming podcast might be drastically improved. So
I love the
good.
process behind. Like I said it earlier, I love the process. And for me, it was like I started off without a webcam, and then I went to a webcam, and then I bought a mic, and I bought a light, and then obviously I love the process behind things. It's like I'm a process kind of guy.
Yeah,
100%.
like even for me, like man, I'm having like visions or like visualizing like, dude, I want like my own podcast studio one day.
Oh,
I want to have like I want to bring people into my studio. You know what I mean? When people come to Southern California, hey, come on through, and then we can have
as soon as you do it, as soon as you do it, just message me, just DM me, and we're there.
Hey, let's do it.
I'm bringing guys with me. We will go.
Hey,
we will go. Who knows? Who knows? I'll speak it into existence. We may even just be the first guests in your proper podcast.
Hey.
Who knows? Who knows?
Yo, yeah, definitely. Hey, that's the dream though. That's the dream, and like you said, Gareth, like taking steps. It's all process and working towards that. So maybe one day, we could get to that point, and you guys can come to SoCal, being the #1 pro clubs team in the world, having you guys on as our first guest.
Yeah. Hey.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
I can see it now.
I can see it too, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
I think 100%. No, go on. You were saying.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, that'd be amazing, and what I want to also add on is just like, starting this Twitch and starting with the content creating and like just meeting all these great people like you guys and having this kind of community has been great, man, since I started. And I'm just really appreciative of that and just really thankful for you guys to come on through and just have a chat and make content together, and it's been great, man.
Nah, always a pleasure. A pleasure. I think this is like it's one of the nicer parts of the journey, like just meeting content creators that are like that are in your space with the same kind of goals. Where like you want to grow, like there's a beauty and understanding that, say for example us three, we're not the biggest content creators in the world. We're probably not even the biggest out of small content creators, but it's like we all have that mutual understanding, but we also have a mutual understanding of how we want to grow, and we're just literally just pounding the head as hard as we can with just producing what we feel are good ideas to help us grow. Like I think it's just such a cool thing where I don't feel small because I don't have 1 million subscribers. It just doesn't feel like that. Like it's quite welcoming to be a small content creator amongst other content creators that also want to push. It's not that we want to stay here. It's not that. That's not why we started this. But it's nice to know that I'm not alone. Guys isn't alone. That you're not alone, guys. That there's a community out there of people that are trying to push each other to grow. And like it's a nice place to be in. Like I said, it's the nicer parts of content creation, because let's not lie that there are some real ugly parts as well that we have to deal with. We have to accept it, and we have to deal with. We have to. There's no hiding from it. There's no escape plan from it. You have to go through it. If you come out the other side well, then sometimes that can mean that little bit more growth in viewership and content quality and stuff. Like let's be real, Kaz, and Gaz will know as well. Like those times when you put out a video and it's a 10 of 10.
And
how tough.
And it's always the video you think, or the stream or whatever, you think it's going to bang, and it doesn't, and it's like, why? That was such a good idea and it didn't work. But that's
exactly.
the beauty of it. Then you get back to the drawing board, and eventually you will find an idea that does work.
Exactly, because and you know what's so class from you two is that you two have gone through that on Twitch and you've gone through that on YouTube and you've come out the other side each and every time, and you've just thought of maybe even if your content was 0.01% better from that video, like you've gone and made that step, which is like it's brilliant. Like that's the part of creation, of content creation. Like it like yeah, that process is tough, and it's like even with like when we were speaking earlier about the discoverability of pro clubs content. Like my last 4 or 5 videos on pro clubs were 9s and 10s of 10s, and it is painful, but it's that thing of like that ability to just look ahead and look at why didn't it go well? What was it about the video that didn't go so well? And just going out there onto YouTube, and it's like you're going into like the jungle of YouTube and the jungle of like pro clubs content, and you're seeing, okay, why is this person doing well? What can I take from that? And then you just start to build like new ideas and stuff, and then next thing you know, like your next video is a 1 of 10, and you get that little bit of joy, and it's like, okay, cool, can we now begin to push with this? And it's like I said, it's the uglier side of being a creator. It's part of the roller coaster, which is it's not nice at times, but the fact that we're all out here just trying to get through that, like it's cool. It's proper cool, because like you said, like we're not alone in this. So we can, and this is just 3 of us. There's thousands. I think there's millions of people like us. There's a lot more. There's a lot more smaller content creators than the large ones. There's only a few at the top at the moment, and I think the fact that the people can find each other in their own small spots and stuff, like how we have as us three right now, like it's proper cool, because like I might be struggling, but I know that Kaz Cobbs and Gaz are putting their content as hard as they can. So I need to make sure that I'm doing that too, because I want to grow with them. Right. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
But for anyone, by the way, that doesn't do YouTube, like a 9 out of 10, a 10 out of 10, that's not good. Like that YouTube, for whatever reason, I've flipped that around. So if you've got a 1 out of 10 rating on a video, it means it's like the best video that you've done within the last 10. And then if you get like a 10 out of 10, it's the 10th best out of 10. So it's a weird way to do it. Yeah, so but yes, I think like going off from Gaz, so basically YouTube tests each and every single one of your videos by the amount of views it gets in a certain amount of time, the amount of people that click on your video by seeing your thumbnail, and how long they watch it for. And what YouTube will do is it will test a video's performance against your last 10 videos, and it will just be that video will begin to rank within those last 10 videos over a certain amount of time. So you'll get to see how your video performs literally minute by minute, how it does in its first 3 hours, 6 hours, 9 hours, 24 hours, all the way up until forever, and it will basically test of how well that's done. So like Gaz said, if you get a 10 of 10, that means that it's the 10th worst video that you've put out on your channel within a certain time period. And then of course, then the 1 of 10 is this is the best content that you've put out against the last 10 videos, because it's done well in terms of views. It's a lot of people have clicked on it in terms of, so that whole thing of impressions. So it's like you see a thumbnail and you click on it. A lot of people that have seen it have clicked on the video, and then a lot of people are watching the video for a long amount of time as well. And I guess the algorithm is a thing of, if you are doing well in those 3 things, YouTube pushes out your video more. If it pushes it out to more audience, you get more clicks. More clicks mean more views. More views can potentially mean more subscribers, and that's kind of how, if you were to type in how to grow on YouTube, that's pretty much what every single expert would talk about in terms of growing on YouTube. Those are the 3 targets that you kind of want to hit, and then everything else pretty much follows on from that. That's how I learn anyway.
I see.
In terms of video that I've tested, it's done. It's helped me a lot. It's done well.
So with knowing all that helped you push out the kind of content that might be like a lot better, or maybe attract more viewers?
Yeah, no, 100%. Like it definitely gives you a sense of direction, because it's like YouTube itself is literally telling you what you should be doubling down on, and what you should maybe either stop posting or have a really serious rebrand of an idea, like, which is really good. And what I love and that's the thing about YouTube, it gives you all the stats that you need. The numbers won't lie to you. as a channel, as a video, everything that you need to know about your community and how you're doing on YouTube, YouTube will give you. And if you can read it right, like you can really use that to grow your content. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's one thing, both on Twitch and for YouTube, that behind the scenes I've done and I still do a lot of studying. And I actually wanted to ask you guys how you guys have learned as content creators as well. Like if you guys have done that too, but that's definitely how I've learned. I've looked at people that do content on how to become a better content creator. And I've taken ideas, I've taken down notes, I've kind of just gone through that dry process of, okay, what do I objectively and statistically need to look at? And how do I transform that into a video, a thumbnail, a title? And how do I then build a community off of what I'm learning? That's how I learn. But I'd love to know how you lot learn, or how you lot learn over the time. Like, has it been a thing of like you've just posted and go on.
I'm fairly new to the YouTube, but Twitch especially, obviously you do get a version of the stats as well, and you can kind of see where your viewers were at every point during your stream. So after every stream, I'll kind of look back and all my viewers were at their peak at this specific moment where I was opening packs. So opening packs brings in more viewers, but I was doing gameplay and it was at its lowest. So my viewers obviously don't like watching gameplay. So you just kind of base like what you do off that. That's kind of how I read it.
Yeah, actually that's probably some area I need to improve on. I need to be more conscious of. Like maybe be more insightful, like the way Roms is looking at YouTube and all the stats. That's probably one area I need to be better at. To be quite honest,
it does help. Like,
yeah.
I would never, like after a stream, I would never just shut everything down and go downstairs and get a big tea, and I would like look on my stats for that stream for the next 15, 20 minutes, whatever, and see where I can improve.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, 100%. I think as well, Cobbs, like it's one thing that 100% you should look at, but it can be, I'll be honest, it can be a bit of a scary place too. Because sometimes YouTube is just literally going to tell you, Cobbs, you're not doing good enough. And then you're left with just you and your own thoughts. And you have to really work, and I mean super hard, to filter out all the negative thoughts, to like not think about them and go into that creator mode and go, okay, cool. What do I do about this? Because it's very easy to have a bad stream or have a really bad performing YouTube video and just sit there and not necessarily cry, but you're just down in the dumps because you're just like, why am I here? But what am I doing this YouTube thing for? This thing is never going to work. Or I want to quit because I'm clearly not good at this. And it's like, you have to literally just put them aside and go into like that, I guess, unemotional version of whatever that looks like for you, Cobbs, and for you guys. And it's like you have to go into creator mode, get out your notepad on your phone, write down everything you're thinking. I don't know, like start already planning. Okay, what am I gonna do to make sure that doesn't happen again? And I'm no YouTube expert, but that's one thing that's really helped. It helps because I know what I can base my successes off of, but it also helps because it's a really good like preventative tool to stop me from feeling bad when a video doesn't do well. Because at the end of the day, I'm here to create. Do you know what I mean? I have to earn the right to what success looks like for all of us in the YouTube and Twitch space. And it's like, okay, cool. How do I get a step closer to that? Is it the title? Is it the thumbnail? What does a good title and thumbnail look like? Is it my intros? Is it the middle part of my content? Am I focusing too much on my content, but not actually making a good enough thumbnail and title for people to actually click on? Because that's the thing that we probably have all done and maybe still do. We spend so much time on building amazing content, but we don't think about what's going to make someone click on it. Because then YouTube will just tell you, no one cares about your good idea. Because no one clicked on it. And YouTube will be brutally honest. I'm saying, when I say YouTube, I'm saying like in terms of the stats, it will literally tell you.
Not just YouTube.
No one cares about how good this podcast was. No one cares. You know why? Because when said viewer was scrolling on YouTube for podcasts, they saw yours and went, nah, you need to make better thumbnails. You need to make a better title. and you go from there. And you have to deal with that, accept it, and you go again.
Yeah.
That's
Go
not
again.
saying
But
that's a bad
that's
podcast, by the way, though. That's a very, very good
Right.
podcast. I highly recommend clicking on this video.
Yeah, I highly recommend watch Cobbs'
I agree.
podcast. Cobbs'
Yeah,
podcasts are amazing. They're wicked. They're really good. You get to like I was saying before, you get to understand the space that we're in as small and medium-sized creators. You get to if you pay attention, you get to pick up a lot of gems that you can use for yourself. So definitely click on it. But I'm pretty sure I'm probably speaking to the viewers that already watch Cobbs.
Yeah.
The question is, how does Cobbs get someone to click on this one? That's up to him.
I appreciate it, man.
Following on for what Rom said, that like it is a like it's brutal seeing the stats. It is a very, very dark place. Like there's been times where, I'll be averaging, say I do 5 streams, it'll be 10, 12, 11, 10, 15, and then it'll go like 5. And I'll see that and I'll click off it straight away. I'll be like, nah, I don't want to see that. But I think just training your mind to be able to switch from a negative to, right, how can I make that better? How can what can I do to improve? What made my average view is 5, and what can I do to build that back up?
Yeah, I think you guys make a lot of great points, and I think there is a part of me where I just don't look at the numbers for that reason, where like I don't want to get like disappointed or get
that's what I'm saying. You just got to be able
yeah.
to train your mind to be able to deal with it, because the way the human brain is trained, it automatically thinks in the negative things. Like it's a known fact. So you just got to be able to train your mind to be able to look like face the negatives, bear them, and actually turn them into, right, what can I do to make this better?
Right. Yeah, that's true.
No,
That's true.
I agree with Gaz. Like Gaz couldn't have said it like any better. Like you have to, before you make the content good, the creator itself has to be in a good space. You have to train your mind to always try and be in that good space, even in the worst times. That's the best thing to do, because it makes that process easier. And quite frankly, I'll say it honestly and bluntly, if and this isn't just for you, Cobbs, it's for any kind of creator that's worried to look at their numbers after streams or videos that go out. If you don't look at the hard facts of your content won't grow. And if you don't grow, you're just going to be in that cycle of always, quote unquote, being a streamer that didn't fulfill their potential and didn't get the clicks that they thought they deserved, or the clicks that you wanted, because you didn't listen to the hard facts that are shown in front of you. So it kind of comes at a price.
Yeah. You make a good point there. There also is like a part of me where I just want to make content that I enjoy doing, and for some people they're in conflict because they might not get the views, but are you enjoying what you put out? So there's also that struggle there. Like for me, and maybe some other content creators, they're like, who cares about the numbers? Like, I just want to put this out because this is what I like to put out. This is what I enjoy doing.
Yeah, 100%.
And would that compromise the numbers and my viewership? Maybe. But at the end of the day, am I genuinely enjoying what I do, putting out the content that I'm putting out? Then, that's something for the individual that they kind of have to figure out or want to go through, So
first things first, like you have to, before numbers, before anything like that, you have to enjoy what you're doing. Because if you're not, if you're not enjoying it, your viewers will see that you're not enjoying it, and they'll kind of drop off and stuff like that. So first things first, you definitely have to enjoy what you're doing. I've seen me many a time. FIFA is like the main, or has been the main thing for me. That's allowed me to grow, but there's points where I just haven't enjoyed it, so I've streamed something else. And you have to put enjoyment first, but then obviously you've got to compromise that, and you've got to balance that out with, right, how can I make something that I'm enjoying but also grow through that? And there's definitely ways to do it, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think like, of course, if for someone that's listening to this, like if they're a creator and they go, do you know what, I'm really not, I'm not bothered with the numbers. I'm not bothered with just being a big YouTuber. I'm not bothered about growth or things like that. I do just genuinely like just showing people what I can do and what I can create. And
Yeah.
if people see that they do, if people see that, cool. If they don't, cool. I think that's fine. That's there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that because at least because that mindset, you're not necessarily you're there for sole enjoyment. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you're not looking to make a career or make some sort of monetization from it. And again, like, that's absolutely fine because I think Gaz was saying, I think that's where we all started at some point, like especially with pro clubs. Like when I first hit go live on Twitch. Of course, the end goal and the big goal is to go, yeah, do you know what? One day I would love, and I'm just gonna be honest, I would love, Twitch to be able to pay for like a car or a house because we've all thought that. We've all
Yeah.
thought that. Come on, guys. Do you know what I mean? And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
but I remember when that day I first started, I went live because I was like, I am enjoying what I'm doing so much right now. And so was Sav and a couple other people, Goat Burns, the How. Those are like the OG pro clubs guys that I started this out with. It's like we were just like, do you know what? We're having so much fun. I just want to show this to someone else. I just want to show someone else how much fun we're having.
Yeah.
That's how it started. And it's like, if it does well, oh, cool. You're just gonna enjoy us having so much fun. And if you don't, then I guess what kind of separated me from what you were saying comes in terms of just not being bothered by the views. My thing was, okay, cool. I'm having a lot of fun. How can I make more people see this?
Mm-hmm.
How do I do that?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where the ball started rolling for the first time, where I just started researching like stuff about YouTube. Like
Right.
that's where I kind of went into the learning thing of just looking at, okay, cool. How do I grow this thing? Like, how do I do it? Like, do you know what I mean? Like what, in terms of the personalities, the mindset, the thing about, algorithms, the stuff about views and how to improve your content and looking at like just all of those factors, not at once, like over the course of this whole year that I've been a content creator. And just, the first thing I said to myself, Cobbs and Gaz, was Roms, just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Like you're the new guy in class that doesn't know a thing about this industry of YouTube. Just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Accept that you're wrong and you don't know a thing. Go and learn something new. Just go and enjoy the process. Because I knew I was gonna hear things that I didn't want to hear. Like I remember the first time hearing, if you want to grow on Twitch, you need to be making YouTube content. And I was like, what? I can't edit. I can't do any of that stuff. How am I supposed to do this? But I was like, again, just go and do it, enjoy it, have fun. If you didn't have fun, at least you know you've done it. And that's what's taken to me to where I am now. And I'm still nowhere. I'm nowhere, by the way. But that's that advice that I got and that learning point. It just keeps me super positive and it allows me to speak the way I do now. Because it's like I know why I'm doing this, and I kind of know what to do now. And it's just about applying that concept again and again and again and again and again and again and again, whilst I get bigger, and hopefully one day that this becomes something massive. That's the hope of me doing the right thing that YouTube needs and what Twitch needs for me to grow and stuff. But first thing in like I think Gaz said it earlier on as well. Just enjoy the process.
Right.
Enjoy it.
Right.
Enjoy the hard truths. Of course, enjoy the moments where you blow up, where you get a nice, massive raid, once in a blue moon. Enjoy that video that you get that is your most viewed in a long time. Enjoy those, but also enjoy being a learner. We're not experts at this thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like even with what I know now, like it just adds another skill to my skill set. It allows me to just be confident in front of a camera. February 2021, to have a camera in front of my face and speak, like what? No chance.
No, thank you.
No chance. But the fact that I learned, how to be, pretty, okay on camera, how to put out better content. Like, it's just brought me to where I am now, and it's like this is a cool spot. Like I like being here. I
Right.
really like being
Yeah.
here.
hmm
You know what I
I'm
mean?
enjoying the ride.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
I'm
so much
enjoying it.
about the destination. It's about appreciating the journey,
Exactly.
embracing
That's
the
my
Yeah,
journey.
favorite part,
Yeah.
of
honestly. The
course,
Yeah.
process is my
of
favorite part.
course.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. It's funny you guys bring that up because even for me, when I got started with streaming, it's not like I envisioned starting a podcast or having this,
Mm,
this session right here, so it just kind of along the way, it just kind of something that I thought was a good idea. And
Exactly.
I wanted to talk to my community. I wanted to network with people and get to know people from different parts of the world. And I want to share that with people. It doesn't have to be just me and A to B talk conversation, but there could be a third party, which is the
mm,
viewers that we have here. And appreciate you guys joining us right now if you guys are still here.
Uh,
Um, but yeah, just sharing that and just talking with people. That's what I enjoy doing, and that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm still doing it because I enjoy it.
yeah,
I like the community. It's like it just started off from a video game, right? Me just playing a video game, and then it turns into streaming and content creating, and now it's
yeah,
like I'm building relationships here, and like I don't even like to be honest, if I wasn't streaming, like I don't even think I'd be playing FIFA. If I'm being quite honest with you, I don't think it'd be that hard to even
me as
um
well.
stop playing
Like,
FIFA. But I think this is like the biggest reason why I'm still doing it. It's the community aspect.
hmm,
It's the relationships and like meeting
yeah,
all these cool people that like are thousands of miles away from me, this
mm,
to connect like this and to be able to do this in this day and time where you have amazing technology, you know yeah, I'm just very appreciative, and that's why I still do it,
it's cool.
man. Yeah,
but on like
It's cool.
the community makes me want to do it even more. Like people like you guys,
exactly.
you just
hmm
drive me to
Yeah,
continue.
yeah,
I agree. I
yeah,
agree. Like even with what guys are saying, like guys, like how many, whether it be like you to me or me to you, like how many times have we kind of gone to each other and gone like is all this really worth it? Do you know what I mean? And
mm,
it's
Uh,
like you've kind of just you've literally like I've been there before, and not just guys. It would be Sav, AD. Like I don't even want to start naming names because I know I'll forget, and I don't want to forget. But it's like the amount of people that will go, oh, hold on, Ron, wait, where are you going? What do you
exactly.
think you're doing? You
Why are
quit?
you playing?
Are you crazy?
Yeah.
You remember why you start? Look at like the first. I remember one thing someone said to me. Yeah, they said, look at what you've built already in the time that you've been here, and you want to quit. Get out of here, man. You
Exactly.
know, like don't try that. Get back up. What do you need help with? Like I'm here for you. That's one of the biggest things that I think people have said a lot. Like Roms, I'm here for you. Or that's something that I've said to someone else. Like if you need help coming up with ideas, like I'm here. Like let's do it. Like there's a reason why you started this. Like just don't quit now. Don't.
hmm
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I even agree with you, Cobbs, in saying like if it wasn't for the underrated nation, I wouldn't have a PS4. I didn't have a PS4 before I started streaming. No, well I did, and then I got rid of it. I was
hmm
I was genuinely happy with Football Manager, Netflix, YouTube, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, all of
hmm
that. I
yeah,
didn't need FIFA in my life. I didn't need it. I was like, because I was at a point where I was like, do you know what? I'm working full time. I like my rest. I want to, take time out to use that time to just do other things, self development, read books, go and work out, sleep. Do you
yeah,
know, like
for sure.
all of that good stuff. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? And then,
yeah,
one day it was all I think, yeah, it was the lockdown. The lockdown for me just changed a lot. Where I was just like, okay, I could actually use this PS4 to maybe turn another dream into for me essentially income.
hmm
Might take a while,
right,
and I'm happy with that. I'm happy if it takes a while. I don't mind, but if there's a chance, I'll go for it. I said I'll happily go for it. I'll do it. I'll full send it 100% and see where it goes. And that's just what I've done. And like, yeah, that's just how it is. Like, and I think a big part of that is the community. Like, real when I realized, okay, cool. Like you said, Cobbs, like I can actually affect like other people, a small number of people, but someone else like will come into your stream and they'll go like, "Hi, Roms, like so glad you're streaming," or like, "Roms, I love it here," or Roms, I've had a bad day today, but you know what? Just even lurking in your stream, like it's cheered me up, and you kind of like you have that little thought in your mind, like, hold on a second, like, am I really doing something here? Do you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
am I really relevant to someone else that I've I would have never met before, or to the person that you basically don't even know? Like, am I really that effective? And you kind of sit there and you think and you go, maybe I shouldn't quit. Maybe I should keep doing this because
Mm-hmm.
you're affecting someone positively. Like, uh, even not to go on another tangent, but Gaz will know. I played a prank on my community
Mm-hmm.
the other day where I basically said I was quitting. I'll let Gaz explain what it was like on the other side. But I remember literally, Cobs, like one day I was streaming out my team, I was doing BPM, wasn't a great stream. I ended the stream like after an hour. I was like, do you know what? I actually sat there and I thought to myself, do you know what? Maybe this isn't for me. It was a proper thought. I don't want to do this anymore. I was like, hold on a second, I know me. I'm not gonna quit. But let me prank my community. Let me just see what happens. And literally, yeah, I put out a few like sad tweets like, oh, this isn't for me, guys. And then in the meantime, I wrote up this document on Google Docs basically saying like goodbye. I'm not doing this anymore. Like I've given it my all, yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the message, you'll realize it was all a joke and it's a prank. But it starts off like really, really sad. And I remember like within that time, I remember I got a message from Gaz. I got a message from ADW. Like there was like loads of like some people like replied as well and just was like trying to get through to me like Roms, are you quitting? Like what are you doing? Like are you crazy? Like don't quit. And it's like I remember sitting there not reading their messages like fully, but just looking at my phone and I just went like, wow, like these people really do appreciate what I do.
Mm.
And it's like I think to myself, even if I did really want to quit for real, like how dare I? Do you know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah.
a responsibility now where
Right.
I am partly responsible for someone else's happiness, and I don't need to be, but I'm in a position where I am, even if that is for 3, 4, or 5 people. That if we're gonna put a number on it, and that for me, I was just like that was it was a proper good experience. It was a nice little experiment that I put on those guys. But yeah, if guys wants to speak about
Oh,
what that was like as a
I,
viewer.
I was trying to get up the messages there that I sent to him on that night, but I couldn't find them. But off the top of my head, I remember just ROMs in capital letters. I spammed it like 5 or 6 times. I was like, I've just seen your recent tweet. What are you talking about? What are you doing? Please think about this. And it was like,
Mm-hmm.
because like it's great because like people like ROMs and it, like they became like part of my life now. You know what I'm saying? People that you meet
Right.
online, and it's like
Yeah.
to have them. If ROMs just stopped streaming, like it would just be like part of my life just been taken away, and it's mad.
Mm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it was a very dreadful experience. Though. My heart like what?
Oh man, I felt so bad afterwards. I felt it was bittersweet. I felt really bad for pranking like my community like that, but it felt so good because it was like okay, like I clearly these guys like what I do clearly.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a boost as well. Like
Uh-huh.
where it's just like you know what, Rom, just keep going and just go back to your creator board and just make it better for them. Don't be comfortable because they're happy with you now. Just make them I don't know, make them enjoy your content even more in whatever way. And just keep
Mm-hmm.
going. Just
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah.
And yeah, it definitely pushes you, especially like we were saying
Mm.
before, like on those ugly days, it
Yeah.
gets you through. It
For
gets you
sure.
through.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I even have my own contemplations of like whether I want to like keep on doing. Like I have my moments, and I thought, um, like maybe I'm spending too much time on this and need to focus on like maybe my career more. And
Mm.
like that's still something going into next year. Like I gotta learn to juggle out. And I even thought like, should I cut this out and focus more on other things that might be more important? And I know like there are a lot of content creators that have made the decision to like stop completely, and I'm sure their reasons are like legitimate too, because there's like
Hmm.
other things in life that we all got to take care of. So that's even as the year ends, like that's something I think about. And going into next year, it's like, mm, do I really want to stop? Because there is a part of me that's like, there is something here for sure, and we all pointed it out. It's the community, it's the possible another side of income we could have. So
Yeah.
there's definitely something here, and the only way I'm really gonna find out what that could turn into is if I keep doing it.
Exactly.
So
You
yeah.
wouldn't have built up what you've built up if you couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about
Hmm.
pushing yourself even more.
Right.
Um,
Hmm.
to go even
I
further.
agree.
But
Yeah.
what
I
you were
agree.
mentioning of like you've got to juggle stuff. I feel like that's where timing for me. I've been on the lucky side. I'm young. I'm 18. Obviously I'm a full time college student, but
Uh-huh.
I don't have to worry about like other I don't know adult stuff. So I've got a lot more time than what other people would to put into this.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
So I feel like that's probably where I've got quite lucky with all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I fully hear you guys. And I agree. Like, yes, I'm working full time, and yes, I do have, I would say, more responsibility than you guys. That's not like belittling or anything
No,
like that. Like, not at all. But
no.
it's just the nature of like where I'm at right now. Like, life is definitely busy, and I have to juggle this. But yeah, I learned to make it work. Remember, guys, I was never streaming 3 times a week when I first started. I think it was sporadic. It was like whenever I was free. And then we
Yeah.
really started looking at like proper like scheduling and stuff. But even in terms of the things of like wanting to quit, like I get why the thought is so common for us to want to quit because of how hard you're gonna have to work if you
Yeah.
really want to make something out of this.
Right.
Just like anything else in life. Like
Mhm.
even in like your respective career comps, like even for you to be like at the apex of that industry, you are going to work as hard as you would have had to work on YouTube to be at the top. The
Right.
rules are the same everywhere. The rules apply. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, because I'm pretty sure you maybe in your career as well, you would have had thoughts to quit and maybe move on too. Maybe that's why you came onto YouTube. I don't know, but it's like what I've just learned about my industry and all my passions, regardless of whether I want to monetize them or not. Like the requirement is the same, where it's going to require 100% for a long time, every day. It just is what it is. And the
Hmm.
quicker I become comfortable with that thought, not that you become comfortable, but the quicker I accept that, at least I know what I'm dealing with every day. At least I know whether I decide to quit or not. If I decide to quit, I know it's not because the content wasn't good, or it wasn't because I got cancelled, or it wasn't because my community all of a sudden just turned on me. It was because I decided to stop working hard for this. That will be
Hmm.
the reason why I quit. I'll either quit because I've made a career out of it, and it's time for me to really finish making YouTube, and it's time for maybe the next generation of content creators to come in because I just don't need to be here anymore and I want to move on to other things, or it's because I didn't work hard enough. I decided, you know what, I'm done with giving 100% to this, and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
whatever happens then happens. And it's the same for me as a football coach, as a youth worker, and as a content creator. That's how it is.
Hmm.
That's exactly how it is.
Yeah.
And it's like I like thinking like that because it's raw, and it has nothing to do with emotion.
Hmm.
If I go through content creation and I'd live by how I feel, I would have quit a long time ago. But
Yeah.
I have to have certain That's why I have all these principles in place, because it keeps me in check.
Hmm.
Definitely keeps me in check. Like that learning that I've done in the first 3 months, the learning that I'm doing now, like when I say now, I mean literally like now in this present moment, like that's the stuff that keeps me going. Like,
Hmm.
because I'm learning where to put my 100%. The work that I put in isn't going to go in vain. It's not going to be invalid. We might get a low performing video, we might get a low performing stream, but I know where to put that level of energy to make it better.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm willing to go and record again. I'm willing to hit that start streaming or start recording button on OBS, because I know I know why I want to do this, and I know where I'm putting that energy into. And it's
Yeah.
like I know that if I just keep doing it right a certain amount of times and I just keep getting better, then yeah,
Yeah.
it will pop off.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's Christmas,
Can
by
I,
the way. It's
right,
officially
can I just?
Christmas in the
Yeah, I was
UK.
gonna say, can I just do
Hey,
one
Merry
thing?
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry
Hey,
Christmas,
Merry
guys.
Christmas in the UK. We're still on
Merry
Christmas Eve.
Christmas.
We're still on
Oh
the
yeah,
24th
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Mad.
We're still on the
Mad.
24th here. But Merry Christmas to you
Mad.
guys, man.
Hey, love that.
No, I appreciate it, man.
But
Appreciate it.
no,
Who
following
would
up
have
on Rams,
thought?
I was going
Yeah,
to
go on,
say,
guys.
yeah, I think if I was worried about the numbers and stuff like that, I would have quit ages ago. I would have quit last year. Like
Hmm.
the only way that I would stop doing this is if I just can't be bothered anymore, or I'm just demotivated to do it, and I could put my effort elsewhere. Hey, Jamie, Merry Christmas, lad. My guy.
Yeah, sorry if I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
looking at the chat. I usually do the podcast not looking at the chat, so if I'm not reading it,
Oh no,
I
it's all good. It's all good.
apologize. But I think these guys are doing a better job looking at the chat.
it's
Because
the
I'm
it's the
always
inner
just
it's the inner
focused on,
Twitch creator.
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
streamer, man. I'm
Oh
telling you, I'm always looking at that chat.
man.
Every 2 seconds, my eyes are
Oh
like,
man. But yeah, no, you was gonna say, Cobbs.
Yeah, so even like adding on to what you guys are saying, like even this month, like I started this challenge with another streamer. Shout out to DZD.
yeah, I've seen it on your Twitter
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
where I was streaming, he was doing this thing where he's streaming every day for the month of December going up till Christmas, right?
Wow.
And then there's
Mm.
another guy, his I forgot his Twitter handle. I think it's Watch Your Boy Cook. He challenged it. He's like, I'll give you guys $100 if you stream every day till
Yeah.
Christmas. I'm
Wow.
like, all right, I'm for that. I'm down. And then so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a man of my word. I've been doing it, and even this month, like with work, like I've been a bit more busier. But then I knew in the back of my mind, like, oh dude, I gotta stream today. I gotta stream, even if it's just an hour. Like
Yeah.
I gotta do this, and I've been doing it. And the thing is too, what's funny is like because of that consistency of streaming every day, like my numbers have been actually better for my standards at least. Like a lot more viewers
Mm.
coming in, getting the subs and the bits. I'm like, yo, this month has been really good. And it's
Yeah.
just due to like consistency, and even despite the busyness with my work, the other things, the important things I got to take care of, like I still make it a note to myself, like I got to do this, I got to complete this challenge. This is my goal
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I got to do it. And like it's been paying off, so it's been
Yeah.
good. So maybe
Great.
like
Great.
just adding like a goal or challenging yourself, doing some kind of
Oh,
challenge.
goals are fantastic, man. Like
Yeah.
short
Amazing.
term, long term, whatever, they are fantastic. Obviously, having short term
Amazing.
goals can then help you achieve long term, and yeah, goal setting is definitely a big thing. Whether that's like, okay, within the next month, I want to average a certain amount of viewers or get a certain amount of views in a video, and then the next month, a different goal and a different goal. Eventually,
Yeah.
all working
Mm.
up to that one big long term goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 100%. I'm glad that I learned about goal setting for this, like for YouTube
Yeah,
and Twitch, like early on, because like
Mhm.
Gaz says, like it helps so much. It just gives you a sense of direction, and it's like even within that, like learning how to make like proper like quality goals. So it's like my goals were like the whole thing of, oh, I want this amount of viewers by this month. I want to have this many subs and this many followers, this many subs, and it was
Yeah.
all numbers, 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 numbers. But it's
Yeah.
like now, like where I'm kind of just learning about myself as a content creator. Like now the goals have changed where it's like my goals are now like about thumbnails, and they're about like how many people I can keep in a video for the first minute of a video and
Mhm.
stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
how like now my goals are like spending a certain amount of time thinking about a thumbnail and title alone before I even hit record and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And it's like
Yeah.
setting those goals. It just helps you. It keeps you on your toes. It keeps you
Yeah.
motivated because like we were speaking about before, like not too long ago, like it helps you not quit. To put it quite
Yeah.
frankly, like if we take away all the cliches, it really helps you not quit.
Yeah.
Because going
Definitely.
back to that again, like those thoughts can happen a lot, and it's just like if you have all of those good principles in place, like guys amazingly pointed about, like those things about goals and stuff, brilliant. It's
Yeah.
brilliant.
yeah. Right. Totally on a tangent here. This could be the weirdest thing that's
Mhm.
ever happened
Go
on
on.
a podcast ever. Right. I want to. I basically I want to take a photo off my screen, right, of us three, and I want to put it on Twitter. And I want to say like "Merry Christmas" from the Koballa podcast or whatever, right? So I just want you guys, if it's okay with you, I just want you guys.
Yeah,
to,
let's
like,
do it.
I'll get your
Yeah, let's
thumbs
do it,
up,
man.
whatever, right?
Let's do
Let's
it.
do
Let me
it.
pose up.
Let me know. Get in your
Let's
pose.
do it.
Get in your pose, and I'll just take a
Alright.
little. There we go. I got it.
Hey, there we go.
Lovely. Right, I'll post it on Twitter now.
2 hours and
What a moment.
we're still going, man. We're still going strong.
What a moment.
Hey, I love that.
What a
when you got
moment.
it, man. I love that.
That is sick. That is sick.
Let's go for like 30 more minutes.
Hey,
You
I'm
guys
done.
good for
Yeah,
30
let's
more
do it.
minutes?
I'm down.
Let's keep going, man.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
keep
good, I'm
going.
good. 30 minutes is good for me. 30 minutes is good for me.
Yeah,
Who knows?
but
Maybe one day,
Uh-huh.
one day, maybe 24-hour podcast. Who knows? We might do that. We might do that one day. Who knows?
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
just putting it out there.
Dude,
24
I've
hours
never
is a
seen
long
any of those.
time.
Have you seen a 24-hour podcast? I don't think I've ever seen one.
Never in my life. Never in my.
Oh,
I've seen
that'd
people do
be
stuff for
insane.
24 hours, but
Right.
a
Never a
podcast
podcast,
or some sort of collaboration.
A little charity stream or something like that.
Yeah, charity stream or something could be sick. You
Yeah,
see what I'm
yeah,
saying,
that
Cobbs?
would.
Like my creator mind is switched
Yeah,
on
it's
right
always
now.
there.
So
It's always there. Yeah.
I just get random like spurs of thought sometimes. So I like to
Mhm.
throw it out because you
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah.
Dude, talking for
If you are
24
gonna do it
hours,
though, please. If you are gonna do it, you better invite me, and I mean that.
Okay.
seriously.
If I ever do it,
There we
I
go.
will definitely invite you.
Even if
Dude,
I'm in
I
there
don't-
for a segment,
Dude,
invite me. I want to be there.
I don't know if I could talk for 24 hours, man. Honestly,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
my voice would go out.
What?
My voice would go.
Like the full
I've
hour.
done a 24-hour stream. Like my voice started giving out
Yeah.
towards the end, you know?
I don't think I could ever.
Really,
Oh,
I the most I could
I'm
do
too
on a
scared
stream
to do
is
it.
12. I don't think I could ever do
I
it.
can't do it.
actually, I've
Yeah, no,
done
I'm
a
with
50
guys.
hour.
I don't think I've got it in me. Yeah, I remember the 50 hour.
I did
I
a
was
50
like, I
hour.
kept on going back on my phone on Twitch, and I was like, "There's no way that he's still live." And you check it, and he's like 36 hours, 45. I'm like, what is this guy? What's he doing? Like,
I don't
has he
know,
slept?
yeah.
Has he eaten? I was just like when I say, what are you doing? Like, not in like a bad way. I was like weirdly impressed. Like, wow, I
Yeah.
couldn't do that. Like 50 hours, like 30. I think at one point he was like 38 hours in. I didn't even say anything. I was just like, I was just looking at my phone. I was just like, raw. He is still going, and like he was still like, guys. He was still chatting. He was still talking. People were like in the stream and still
Nah,
talking.
man,
Like,
I would've
this
felt
guy's
the
been
same.
awake for 38 hours straight.
Playing
And he-
FIFA for
I said, yeah,
50 hours,
Cobbs is
bro.
the guy, man. Cobbs is like that. He has underrated nation qualities.
Yeah.
I rate it. I'm like, that's it's sick. It's sick. It's
Yeah.
sick. Even though the whole world may not be watching, but there was like 5, 6, I think maybe 7 people in the stream, like 36 hours in, and he was still going. I was like, yeah, it's just cool. Like I find stuff like that. It's cool. Like they're cool moments. They're proper cool moments.
Yeah, I'll never do that again. Oh my gosh, that was just insane, and yeah, never again. I can't do it, man. I can't. I can't believe I even tried doing it and actually did it, man. It's just
Mate, props. That is unreal.
because you know what's funny? I got inspiration from. Do you guys know the Apex streamer? It's Timmy.
I've heard of him.
No.
He did a
Yeah, I
55
don't watch
hour.
Apex, but I've heard of him. Yeah.
Okay, he did a
And he done
55
quite a
hour,
big- Yeah.
and he had like
55
so many people.
hours.
Yeah, because he went from Apex, I guess. There's like the lowest level to the highest level of like rankings and stuff, and he did that in one stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it was like insane, and then I got like
Mental.
motivated by that. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna do a 50 hour too. And then like some of my friends are like, oh, I'll give you some subs if you do that. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it.
And then he's like 10 hours in, he's like, oh, why did I do this?
Yeah, it's like it's
What-
not even the amount of subs like we're doing it for, and I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna do it anyway, and yeah, it's just
Cobbs, I'd love to ask, what hour was the hardest? Where was you like, I really
Yeah, where were you
regret
at a
doing
low
this
point?
now?
Yeah.
I am ready to stop streaming, send these lot on an accidental raid or something. Like,
man,
and-
after the 24-hour mark, you're just kind of gone. I was
Yeah.
pretty gone at that point. I think one point in the stream, like the thing is, I couldn't stream like the whole. It wasn't like one stream because like my
Yeah.
internet actually went out, like in the middle of it.
oh mad, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
so
That'd
what
be
I
so
what I
nice.
did was I just pulled out my phone and I streamed straight from my phone
No,
with the cell phone
Mad.
internet, and I
I
was
would
just
be
like
so
chatting with
annoyed.
people like at like 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm just like, yeah. I'm just
Yeah,
chatting
you're
with
just
like
sitting
two, three
there.
people there. Yeah, I'm just like, hey, just talking
I would, if
gibberish.
my internet went out halfway through like one of them, I would give up. I wouldn't do the remainder.
I'd
Uh
be
huh.
very tempted. I agree with guys. I agree
I'd
with
be
Gareth.
like,
I'd be
There's
very, very
something that
tempted.
is telling me not to do this today," and that is that. I'm done.
In the middle of the 50 hour too, like
Oh,
it was like one of the Champions League games, and that's where like I kind of fell asleep. Cause I was just watching. It was like kind of like the watch party, and I was just watching it on my
yeah.
PC, and I was just like laying on my chair. And I think I like fell asleep for like a couple
Yes.
minutes. Cause I'll be waking up, and I'll
Mad.
be like, oh, it's the 80th minute, or
Yeah.
like a
Oh, I'm
couple time
alive.
has elapsed. I'm like, what?
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great. You guys gotta do it. You guys gotta do it 24 hour.
I think maybe at one point I'll do it, but I
One
think yeah, for
day.
me, I think
Yeah.
for where I'm at, like it's one of those ones. I want to do it as a bigger creator. I've seen a lot of small
Right.
creators do it, and like, don't get me wrong, I love it. Like, it's sick for your community, but I think I don't know. I feel like for me, I just want to do it in front of like a bigger audience, even though it's
For
not
sure, for
necessarily the
sure.
biggest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to grow a bit more because I know, especially on Twitch, like I can imagine what it was like, Cobbs, where there's points where like no one's chatting in like your stream, and you don't even know if anyone's watching, and it's like you're kind of, and I don't know how I'd be in that space where it's like, okay, so what am I doing here? No one's here, no one's
Yeah.
chatting.
Yeah.
Do
Like, am
I
I meant to
continue? Do I wait
myself
for
here?
someone
Like,
to
what
come
am I?
in?
Yeah.
Do
Hmm.
you know what I mean? I'd
Yeah.
rather be at a place where at least I have good viewership in like different
Right.
parts of the world. So like when UK sleeping, the US is awake.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Someone in the
Hmm.
US is watching me,
Uh-huh.
and so on and so forth, and just and do it like that because I feel like it would be a lot more rewarding for everyone that way. Like I'd to be able to connect with like the whole earth for
Hmm.
24 hours. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
And not just have to keep myself awake by talking to myself, which isn't, look, it's not a bad thing. But I think
Yeah.
in terms of optimizing it, I'd do that. That's what I'd
Hmm.
want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I took steps to get to that 52 because I did a 12 hour. I was like, let me see if I could do
Mm-hmm.
12 hours. I did that, and then next I did a 24. I was able to do that, and then after I'm like, all right, let's push it. Let's do a 50. Let's see what we
Yeah.
could do, and
Yeah.
we got it done. But yeah, I think I
Big
uh-huh.
congrats to you though.
Yeah.
No, I
Massive
appreciate
congrats.
it.
I
I
rate it.
appreciate it.
Big stuff. Massive stuff, man.
I just realized as well on that photo that I posted on Twitter, I just linked like half of my Twitter DMs on the right side of the screen.
Uh-huh. All right. Awesome.
You can't see anything though, but you can
Uh-huh.
just see the Twitter DMs on the right side. Oh, windows. Oh, good. Can you see it, Roms?
I'm
Let me
looking
see.
now. Let me see if I can.
Oh, mate,
See
you
if I
can't
can
see
find
anything.
it. I love Gareth's randomness, you know, because you see, if that was me, I would have not said a single thing. I would have kept it so quiet. How he just comes up with that. Yeah, I see it. I see
Yeah, if
it.
there was
Mhm.
something bad in my DMs, I
man.
wouldn't have said anything. I would have seen if anyone noticed, but like, it's literally nothing. So,
Mhm.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I find stuff like that hilarious. That's the thing I love about guys. Sometimes he can be so random.
I'm
It's
not.
funny.
Yeah, so
just
like
funny, man.
we were in the middle of a conversation about like highs and low points of Twitch, and I just go, "Can I take a photo of this?"
So random. But it's all good. It's
Like,
all
where
good.
does that come
Yeah.
from? Oh man. No, that's just, yeah, this is
I love
wonderful.
it.
Like, you know, it's, to be fair, like in like even going back to like the esports squad, like everyone's got something like hilarious about them, and it could just be like really random. Like it just how I know that's a crazy tangent we just went on from going from 50-hour streams to back to this, but like yeah,
Mhm.
there's like some real. We got some real funny characters, coach man, in that squad. Like for me, I think for me, the funniest person for me in the underrated nation squad is Kino, and he makes me laugh because he's not trying to be funny.
No.
He's just being him. But
Yeah.
him alone is like,
Mhm.
so basically, yeah, to put a backstory in it, Cobbs, like he is the literal embodiment of an ex-football player that used to play for United called Roy Keane. And like the way Roy Keane is now,
Uh-huh.
Kino, that's where he got the name from. Kino.
Okay.
He is Cobbs, he's the same. He is just brutally honest.
Uh-huh.
has a dry sense of humor, doesn't find he's an old man in a little man's body, and like the way he is as a character and it is just it is
Yeah.
so it's just funny. It is just it's hilarious. I love it. He's so for me he's so entertaining for me, and he's just not trying to be. He's just being him. But I find it's so funny. It's hilarious. He's the funniest guy. Then you've got
Okay.
ADW is another one. Like he's got what I'd consider like dry humor, like where he just says something like out of nowhere, but it's because it's so unexpected. It's funny. Or you've got someone like Sav, I think me and Sav, Sav and Kaz, like we're like the three. I don't think I'm missing anyone, but we're like the three black guys in the group. So like culturally, like we know like what our banter's like, and sometimes like, we just bounce that across each other, and it's that's funny about Sav or Kaz and stuff. Like there's some proper funny characters in there.
Tell you what, sometimes I mix him with that little group. Ooh.
yeah. That's another thing. That's another crazy thing, Cobbs. Like the fact that, especially with like me, Sav, and Kaz, like we know that just being black in general, and we don't need to go into that too tough because there's maybe not be the right time for it, but we know what it's like being black. Like we've been doing this for a hot minute, and it's like we've had like our communities as a whole, like these guys who are like Caucasians, Asians from other parts of like different backgrounds. They've been like so accepting to us, and like they've really like dived into like our culture and the way we do things.
Right.
Gaz especially. Like Gaz, he partly knows his way about like Afro-Caribbean culture, and like sometimes he just pulls out like different like jargons that might be used from like an African, like from a country in Africa, or like or Jamaica, like where like my bloodline's from and stuff. Like it's crazy,
like,
or even stuff of like music.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on, guys. You were gonna say.
Put me in Nigeria, and I would find my way about. That's what I'm saying.
I think Nigerians would love him. They'd love it. No, they'd love him because it's like he like with guys like it's like he just he understands some of like the lingo and stuff, and it's like what's crazy is, and I'll say it brutally, openly, like it's nothing to do with like racism. It's just, I'll be honest, like it's a white guy trying to understand like a couple black guys,
thing.
and it's so cool. It's so cool. Even with stuff like music, like ADW, like I never knew how much that guy listens to like black music, and the day I clocked how much he listens, I was like, what? Like, well, do you know this guy? Do you know that guy? And he's like, yeah, like, and he just like they get like our culture, and like they put an effort in understanding it, and I think it's cool, like because it makes like that term diversity, like it feels quite cool, because sometimes it's not comfortable sometimes being a black guy. It just is what it is because of the way the world works. It definitely feels a lot better than maybe what it would have been like in previous times, for sure.
Yeah.
But like the fact that you just have like different communities trying to understand like us, like it's proper cool.
Right.
Very cool.
Hey, I listen to my share of hip hop. No, I do. I listen to like a lot of black artists like growing up, like a lot of hip hop.
Yeah.
A lot of rappers, so a little bit of R&B. So, I know some black music too. I don't know if that's like, it's American though. It's like black guys in America. I don't know if like the music would be any different in the UK or other places.
No, not. I think there's a mix. You've got like your black hip hop artists. You've got your white hip hop artists as well. And like I think for us, it's like art is art in the UK. Like if you enjoy the art, you'll naturally kind of just enjoy the guy that's making it. That's how I see it anyways.
Okay.
And it's like most times if a guy's a good artist, whether he's black, white, Asian, like you're just gonna like him because he's making like, what's the word, like relative art to you as a listener and stuff. Like one thing for us is in the UK, I think like when it comes to like Asia, they've always tried to like tell the story of how Asia is for movies, which is weird, like your typical fighting movies and stuff. Like it's for Asians, it hasn't been through music. It's always through music. Sorry, it's always been through like mainly through like movies and stuff. Like so, like Rush Hour was brilliant because obviously it's a black guy and a Chinese guy. Like me, I'm a big fan of Yip Man. Yip Man for me is my favorite kung fu, like that kind of style fighting. movie that I've seen. And then like of course you have like Shang-Chi, which came out
Right.
recently, which you guys as Marvel fans
Right.
absolutely love and stuff like that. But yeah, it's weird. Like it's I guess in like especially in my side of London, like yeah, in terms of like the Asian community, like yeah, that's kind of like how they represent you guys out here. It's very like commercial based. Like there's a
Mm.
place in London called Chinatown, but
Mm-hmm.
I've never been. I've never been. I think yeah, that and the food. Like I love Chinese food,
Uh-huh.
but again, that's only one part of Asia. Because then me saying that is that it's really ignorant to say, oh, now I'm only talking about China. I'm actually not talking about the whole of Asia anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's weird. The Asian representation, it's definitely here, but it's not as discoverable. So yes, it's a weird one.
Right. Well, actually,
Weird one.
you know BTS, right? Like
Yeah.
K-pop, it's huge now. Like
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah, yeah,
global.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Like
yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm like amazed of how like K-pop has been like so huge. Like I'm Korean too. So like I already knew about K-pop scene like before it went global, and now like you see like people from all around the world like listening to BTS. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
Like what the
It's
hell's going
yeah,
on?
no, it's
I don't know,
crazy.
not, it's
Yeah.
really where I live. It's quite big, like especially at my school. Like the girls used to love it. And I was like,
Yeah, dude, I'm just like, what the? Yeah. I can't believe it. Like, I can't believe
Yeah,
people would be so drawn to, like, K-pop like that.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
another big one is anime.
Right, anime.
Anime is
Yeah,
another
yeah, yeah.
anime's
Uh-huh.
the anime that we know that's huge. That's
Right,
huge for me.
right.
One Punch Man is my favorite anime right now. Like I'm some I don't watch a lot of anime, but like when I do, like I'll go to like One Punch. I genuinely think I'm gonna start what's it called Attack on Titan real soon. I don't know
Oh,
when, but
okay.
I just know I'm gonna start it soon. I'm just waiting for me to have no YouTube or Netflix recommendations that I want to watch.
yeah,
And
Uh-huh.
on that day, I've said it. When that day comes, I'll start Attack on Titan.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I watched
oh yeah,
One Punch Man. It's pretty good. It's a pretty
yeah.
good
I
anime. Do
enjoyed
you
it.
read the manga
It's
too?
decent. I haven't read the manga. I remember my boy sent me it, but I didn't. I haven't read through all of it. I think I only at the time. I think I only remember reading through a few pages, but that's because I was just busy doing something else. I was like, oh, let me just check out this manga. This is the first
Yeah.
time I've read a manga. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, like that side of it, yeah, I'm not too deep in, but yeah, love to, especially with One Punch, I'd love to read it
yeah.
at some point,
Yeah,
definitely.
for sure. For sure. Yeah, usually like the manga has like a little bit more details that the anime might miss out. It's usually the
Right.
case. Yeah. It goes like more in depth on some things. But yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Makes perfect sense.
Mhm. Yeah, so hey, it's been 2 hours and 30
Damn.
minutes. I
Wow.
think it'd be a good
That's
time to
class.
wrap it up, man.
Yeah, no, sure, sure.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think it was
Dude.
absolutely amazing speaking with the both of you
Oh
on
mate,
Christmas
honestly.
Eve going into Christmas Day.
Oh yeah.
That's definitely the wackiest but fun,
The
one of the
creme de
most
la creme.
fun Christmas Eve to Christmas transitions
Yeah.
I've had.
Right.
Rather than just
Right.
sleeping. That was sick.
One
That was
one
proper
thing I
sick.
want to say though before we finish up, Cobbs. Yeah,
Mhm.
I've noticed it the whole stream. Your jumper, it's sick. It's got your logo on it and everything, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is
I
like
saw
this
it.
is like
Yeah,
my
Yeah,
merch, yeah.
yeah.
I
Hey, I
saw it.
love that.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks nice, right?
I
Wait,
saw it.
can you
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
look, no, I like it. I
can you buy
like it.
it?
You selling those?
Can people
Yeah,
buy
yeah,
that?
it's
Yeah.
merch, but no one buys them.
Oh, plug the
Only I
link
just buy
right
my own
now.
stuff.
Plug it. Plug
Hey,
it.
hey, send me a link. Send me a link.
Plug
Send me
it
a
right
link.
now on the podcast.
Send me. I mean, are you shipping to the UK?
Yeah, it ships to the UK, but no one has
All right,
ever
cool.
bought it. I gotta check.
Send
I
me a link.
haven't even like looked at
Say
the
that.
site. Okay, I'll send it to you guys.
Hey,
Send me the
plug it
link.
in
Send me the
the
link.
plug it right now.
Plug it right now.
Yeah,
Let's see
yeah,
here.
or like or yeah, anywhere, yeah,
Just
anywhere.
say it out loud.
Like
What is it?
I'm saying this live. At some point, you will see me do either a YouTube video or a Twitch stream, and I'm wearing Cobbs' jumper.
Oh,
I'm wearing it. Done. It's done. It's done.
Bro.
I'll
Oh,
rock
that'd
it.
be awesome, man. That'd be
I'll rock it.
what is the
100%.
website called? What's the website called?
um it's dude, I even forgot. Teespring / Koballa, I think. Let me look it up right now
Teespring.
then. Yeah. Let me see.
Oh yeah, I see it.
It's in my
Teespring.
command for my chat. If you type in
He's
merch,
right.
I didn't even know that. Yeah, Koballa gear, found it.
let me see.
Wait, what's the website called?
Okay, Teespring.
Oh,
Yeah, TEE
Teespring.
Spring, guys.
Yeah,
find it.
.com/stores/Koballa. So that's where
Ooh, he's got
you can
a
find it.
few. I see the T. And what are you wearing the pullover hoodie right now?
Yeah.
All right, cool, cool,
Plug in the merch,
cool,
man.
cool, cool,
Dude,
cool,
I haven't
cool,
plugged
cool.
in my
Plug
merch
the
in a long
merch, man.
time.
Yeah,
Plug it. It doesn't look the same though, because this one only has the Koballa thing in like the top left. I want the one in the center.
Oh, you
There it
want the
is.
one? Yeah, it should
Koballa
be
gear.
there. Should be there. There's a
Koballa gear.
basketball one. I don't
Woo!
know if
There we
there's
go.
the. Would you prefer like a big logo in the middle or like a little small one?
Yeah. I want a big logo.
Oh, really?
I
Okay,
want a big
okay,
logo.
for
I
sure,
want a
for sure.
big
I
one
like
like right
you. I
there.
found it.
I want a big one.
Yeah, so there it is. Teespring.com/stores/Koballa if you guys are interested, chat.
I can't lie. People like this. I'm seeing mugs. I like the all over print unisex tee. That looks quite sick. Like I like it. That looks
Oh,
cool.
I appreciate it. Man.
It looks cool. It's fleece blankets, sweatshirts, Samsung case. Cobbs, man. Cobbs is doing a lot. This is sick.
They got it all, man.
But at least what's sick is that you've got like a really good base to work with, so that when things do start popping off,
Right,
like
right.
people are spoiled for choice. Which
Yeah.
sometimes new businesses don't do. They only sample small things. But
I can get a
man, you
face
got a lot going
mask.
on.
You're lying.
Oh yeah, I have
Koballa
my own
face
face
mask.
mask. Yeah,
Don't
I have one too.
tempt me. That is sick.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I'm definitely
Yeah.
gonna get.
Props to
I like
you.
the hoodie. I'm definitely
Okay.
gonna get the hoodie.
Yeah,
Definitely gonna
get
get a hoodie.
the premium one. It's like better quality. Get the best
The
quality
premium
one.
pullover hoodie. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the best quality. It's nice.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. But
Cool. Add
yeah,
to
that'd
cart.
be great
Yeah, I'm
if you
ordering it
guys
right now.
buy it. Yeah, I appreciate it, dude.
I'm literally buying it right now.
Oh,
Like, it looks
damn.
cool. Like
Alright,
that's
alright.
I definitely I want to be at a point where I do want to make merch too, but again, I want to make sure that the community's ready for it. When they're
Yeah.
ready,
For sure, for
they'll have
sure.
it.
Hey,
Until
once-
then, yeah, go on. You were saying?
Oh yeah, when you make that, whether it's your own brand or Underrated Nation, I'm definitely gonna get. I'm gonna be the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
I'm
Nah,
gonna
I
be the first
appreciate that,
customer.
man.
Yeah, I'm gonna rep it.
I appreciate that.
Rep it in my streams,
Come
dude.
on.
Yeah,
Come on.
definitely.
Oh man. Delivery between the 6th and 10th of January. Oh my goodness.
Oh, is that the delivery date to UK? Oh,
That's
damn.
all
I don't even know where they
yeah.
ship it out of.
Oh man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I have no idea. Cause like basically, okay, for that site, I just create the design of
Yeah.
the logo, and then they make the products and they ship it out. They handle all that.
Yeah.
So all I have to do is put the
Okay.
design in there, and then they handle the rest, and I'll get
Yeah.
Oh,
a
right, I
percentage of.
understand.
Yeah, I'll get the percentage of that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. 'Cause
I'm
I
trying
know-
to say that I want to ship to the UK, but it keeps asking me for my state, and I'm not from a state. which
Really?
is- yeah, it's
That's
not letting me.
weird.
And then when I put in the zip code, it's
Yeah,
only allowing me to
obviously
put in
we live in
numbers.
States.
But yeah, and the zip code for us in UK, it's numbers and letters. But I'll figure
Oh, I
out.
see.
I'll figure out. Even if I got to talk to you like in DMs afterwards, I'll figure
Okay,
out.
for sure.
But I'm buying a hoodie. I'm buying like hands down. I'm buying a hoodie.
Yeah, I'm gonna call
We'll
myself
get
a
that.
t-shirt, I reckon.
I'm buying a hoodie.
For sure, for sure.
Well,
Maybe it might be better to do it on a desktop or laptop, like
That's
on
what
an
I'm-
actual.
Yeah, I'll have a look.
Maybe. Yeah,
I'll have a
yeah.
look.
I'm having-
I'll definitely have a look. But yeah, I love like guys knows. I love my jumpers to like streaming and stuff, especially my hoodies. I love my
Uh-huh.
hoodies. Guys knows the drip, man. When the do-rag comes on, the hoodie over the top, the headphones on top.
Is it a me
Koballa
with-
hoodie is there. I
Yeah.
can see it.
Hey,
I can
With
let's
see
white
go.
t-shirts. I love a white
I
t-shirt.
love, especially.
that cupboard behind me there. You will find about 10 white t-shirts. I love them. So
When you guys do
Yeah,
wear it
nah,
on
I love
stream,
my
tag
hoodies,
me. Tag me that and when you go
Yeah.
live. 'Cause
Nah, I
I'm
will
gonna
do.
come through.
I get
Yeah.
another
I will do.
'Cause I
I
wanna
do
be
like
there
a
when
good
you-
streaming hoodie.
All
I
right,
love my,
awesome,
especially in the cold. I love my hoodies. So yeah, I really do want one. I like hoodies, and
For sure.
awesome,
I like
awesome.
getting like abstract collections too, like hoodies that people don't have. So people go, oh, what's
Mm-hmm.
that? Oh yeah, no man, this is a guy called
Yeah,
Kubala,
it's my man
content
Yeah.
creator.
Koballa.
Should check him
Uh-huh.
out, like stuff like
Hey,
that.
let's go. For sure,
And
for
no
sure.
one and no one else will have it, and because no one else will have it, it becomes high demand. It's like, oh, where'd you get that from? Okay,
Yeah.
Teespring. If
Mm-hmm.
you want one, go get one.
Yeah,
Simple
yeah,
as, and
yeah.
it's just like that.
Yeah, for
But yeah, nah,
sure.
man. Let's bring Kabbalah to the UK, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm gonna
Hey,
sort
let's
this
do
out.
it.
Definitely gonna sort this out. Let's do it. Nah, man, let's do it.
Well, you guys got any final message to all the fans, to your fans, my fans, to
Just
people out there
Guys, you
listening?
go
shout out
first.
Combs and Roms, man. What they two are doing, they're killing the game. They're killing the game.
Oh, that's you too, man.
Appreciate it,
You
man.
definitely killing it, Gareth. You doing your
Appreciate it.
thing,
Nah,
man.
I think 100%. I think now for me, honestly, like again, like just to meet both of you along my journey, amazing, absolutely amazing. Like you two are two very class people, and I would happily do this 100 times over every single day. I'd happily make it my
Alright.
9 to 5 if it was possible, because like it's so cool like time with you guys. But yeah, final message from me, man. You know it, man. Stay underrated. That's
Hey,
how we
yeah,
do,
yeah.
right?
Hey, all right, all right. I'll
Everyone's
That's how
definitely
we
alright.
stay
do, right?
underrated. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Catch you guys in the
where can people find you, man? Drop your links, drop your plugs before we head out.
Come on, guys.
Nah, Roms, mate. On you go.
Drop
All
your
right.
links, dude.
So
Wanna
yeah,
find
Yeah.
Roms before you find me.
all just type in Man Like Roms on YouTube, Man Like Roms on Twitch, Man
Mhm.
Like Roms on Twitter. That's where I'm most active the most. I'm not currently active on TikTok, so you'll find content there, but you won't necessarily find active content. But yeah, Manlikeromz. That's where you will find me. Put that out on those three, and yeah, you'll find me.
Yeah, I'm the
Alright.
same. Just Gareth Falconer on pretty much every social. In fact, every social: Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. You can see the spelling right there. So
Yes, yes. I'll definitely drop the links in the description below. So you guys definitely have
yeah,
to
appreciate that,
follow
man.
these guys and support these amazing
man.
streamers. Yeah, stay a little bit after I end the live stream so we could chat a little bit
Got you.
more, and then
Yeah, sure.
Man.
hey everybody, thank you guys so much and Merry Christmas. Have a safe
Merry Christmas
and happy holidays,
Merry
man.
Crimbo. Catch you guys in the
Hey.
next one.